Oh no.
No fucking way. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Did you stop it? Oh my god. All right, I got it. Well,
Okay. All right. YouTube is up. Twitch is on. All right. We're Gucci. We've made it. We made it through. Holy fuck. uh, that is so embarrassing. Holy shit. Oh my god. That's oh well. Oh no. Oh my god. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing as fuck. Holy shit. Hold on. Oh my god. That is so random. That is so random. And I'm telling Rin, y'all. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ugh. My fucking god. It's oh my god. That is so embarrassing. That fuck. I don't know how the fuck. Uh, what the fuck? How the fuck do you go? How do you go? How do you just go on from that right there? God, fucking hell. That fuck that is that. I don't know how else to describe that other than wow, that is bad. That is just so bad. That how do you? I just that feels. I words cannot describe how much I'm thinking right now. It is like so bad. It is so bad. I think it might have just torpedoed every single aspect of his life and career all in one fell swoop. I don't think it could have been done in any other way. Okay, video's been removed by the uploader. Okay. So then, where, when does the what? When does it start, actually? Oh, yeah, I don't know how you can just torpedo someone that quickly. You just torpedoed everything. You just, yeah, no, I just have no words for this. I have literally no words other than this man cooked. This man is big a cut. And I don't even know when the MDD debate is. I don't even know when. So in the meantime, while we are figuring out when that is, we're just gonna go straight into it. We're gonna go straight into WoW while we're at it. Because wow. Just wow. So never seen a moderator lose that quickly. As what am I trying to do? What am I trying to do in game? Okay. I planned on doing something. I want to figure out what it was though. I planned on something, but I don't know what. At least with this specifically, I think it was upgrading my shit. It had to have been something related to upgrading my shit. Fuck. This is. I just feel icky after listening to that. Yeah, fuck it. I guess I just upgrade my shit unless I think 196. Don't need that. I think I just go look and see what I need. I've got road shoulders. So I just don't. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I literally just legitimately don't know. I guess we can just watch
Off your
this.
ear to spite your face, my friend. For I too can insult thy one who loses in debates so frivolously as you.
Well, I'm not the one that
The
needs
idea- the idea-
ChatGPT to make my arguments.
Well, you didn't know.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Chat GPT Rob over here. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just go
Wilson
for
and Muslim debater Daniel Hookikichu collide in Nashville, Tennessee. Hey everybody, tonight we're debating whether or not SNAP benefits need significant reform, and we are starting right now with Rob's opening statement. Thanks for being with us. Rob, the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, James. It's always my pleasure to be here. First Amender, thank you so much for this debate. I think it'll be a good one and a timely one, given what we see with the government shutdown and SNAP benefits shutting down. So to start my opening statement, I think, given the topic has
I guess we'll just listen to this for right now.
words that
Fuck
there
it.
could be some controversy over. I'll just get my definitions for these out of the way. Hopefully this doesn't become a semantic issue, but by SNAP benefits, we just mean what's colloquially called food stamp. That's sort of what we're talking about. I don't anticipate any tricks there. I think we both are understanding what we're talking about here. The word significant may cause some sort of umbrage, and significant, I'll just use simply Merriam-Webster's dictionary definition, meaning to have meaning.
Is this the entire thing? Is this okay? Whatever.
Or to have a likely influence or effect. And so that's how I'll be using the word. Again, I don't anticipate any real controversy there. And then reform, by that we just simply mean changing what we have right now or the policy as it has been. So given that, I'd like to highlight 3 areas of reform that I think will be necessary. Now, given the nature of the debate, I only need to win any one of these, and it would be considered a significant reform.
And this is why I hate Rob. This is, like, he doesn't do. He only wants to quote unquote figure out how to win a conversation in his head. That's all he wants to do. He wants to win a debate. That's it. That's all he wants to do. He doesn't want to sound convincing. He doesn't want to sound good faith. He just wants to win.
And I want to hyper-focus on...
Like, granted, very valid goal. Very valid goals for debating is just wanting to win on some, like, what's the, like, semantic terms on, like, empirical grounds on something, on policy, like, whatever. Like, cool. But also, he just sounds like a dick when he does
third
this.
area, the most in this debate, given the time constraints that we have. But I think it's worth mentioning that there are a ton of areas where we could have actual significant reform. And I'll highlight on 3 broad areas and just talk about maybe sort of the lowest hanging fruit that I could see from each of these areas. The first area I would like to highlight on is we could have significant reforms in our SNAP benefits in who is eligible to receive SNAP. Now, right now, we have non-citizens making up 1.7 million people a year. This costs over $5.7 billion a year. And
1.7, hold on. Is that even true? Yep, 1.764 non-citizens received SNAP benefits. Let's see. Non-citizens account for relatively... So this is 11% of SNAP benefits. Total cost is around $5.7 billion. How much is that SNAP as a program?
$5.7 billion a year. And this is non-citizens. This would include non-illegals. Which
this is 4.8% of total SNAP benefit, or SNAP spending. They may live in a household with a U.S.-born citizen or do receive SNAP benefits. The federal law typically restricts SNAP access to U.S. citizens and certain qualified immigrants, such as lawful permanent residents, refugees, and asylees. Oh, no. Hold up. Hold up. Where is he going with this? This is very interesting. Non-citizens receiving food stamps. Okay. 0 in Montana, Mississippi, and Delaware. Okay. Looking at the data. Okay, the Economic Policy Innovation Center is just dog shit. God, this is such a useless fucking article. It's such a useless fucking article, that fucking group. Hold on. We're gonna find it. Chart doesn't show the full picture of Snap. Yeah. This doesn't help. Less than 11% of Snap foreign-born. 6%. 0.1%. So 6.2% were naturalized citizens. Oh, wait. This isn't even illegals. Hold up. So this is U.S. born citizens. So 11% of Snap participants were foreign born in this case. So that's what he's referring to. Maybe that's what maybe that's what it is. Yeah, this is all by the Economic Policy Innovation Center. This is big stupid. If the fact check, if Al Jazeera fact checked this, then, and it turns out to be true, that's kind of crazy. Okay. So this is from USDA data. I just want to see the USDA data. What the fuck? I'm gonna have to look it up. Are they not going to show it in here? They're not going to show it in here. Fucking hell. Oh my god. I might need to look into that, actually. Okay. Maybe I do have to just go to the fucking. Okay, here we go. Told non-citizens make up about 4% of SNAP recipients in 2022. So this is a study it came from the Cato Institute. Non-citizens consume less welfare per capita. Fuck it, I don't care. Okay, enough.
Which, if they're able to, through identification, stealing people's identities, etc., obtain these benefits, this number of 1.7 million is not including that. This is including people that are here on green cards that aren't citizen. It's including people that are here on student visas, etc. We have the right in this country to have guests of this country who are a net input into the country and not that are draining our resources. Even if they are receiving a net input into our tax base over what they receive in SNAP.
Okay, wait, here we go. The USDA. I'm gonna read it off real quick. Hold on. We're gonna pull up I'm gonna put the tab over here. Fuck it. So all the eligible alien groups under the OBBB, non-citizen U.S. nationals, Cuban and Haitian entrants, compacts of free association citizens, eligible immediately with no time, and then lawful permanent residents have a 5-year waiting period. All PRs may be eligible for SNAP without a waiting period if you meet one of the more following conditions. Have qualifying quotas, under 18 or blind or disabled, lawfully residing in the U.S. and are 65 or older on August 22, 1996. U.S. military connection. Admitted to the U.S. as an Asian immigrant. Okay. Right. American Indian born abroad. Certain Hmong or Highland Laotian tribal members. And And this has changed already. So wait, why are they talking about previous year? Charge of the OBB, OBBB, certain lawfully present aliens, such as the as defined by will able to receive SNAP benefits provided they meet all of their SNAP eligibility requirements. Some alien groups previously eligible for SNAP are no longer eligible. Okay. So how much did this change the amount of people eligible? I wonder.
We would want to bring in people that are more ready to work and provide to this country rather than those that require these sorts of benefits.
Which apparently you'd have to work anyways, or you have to be under 18, but you know. So he's saying that we should get rid of all of them?
$5.7 billion a year is nothing to sneeze at, particularly in this world where American citizens in the form of young people, like my opponent here, First Amendment, his sort of generation is really struggling. The average age of first-time homebuyers at this point are 40 years old. By the way, not to assume your age for...
This is, wow, this is bad faith as fuck. Immigrants are taking up all your stock benefits, therefore you can't afford housing now.
Remember, you look
because
very
of
good,
immigrants,
so I think
okay.
you're young. So given that we have that sort of country where young people are struggling with healthcare needs, with home ownership, and a bunch of other things, even affording the price of groceries, and this is also true of all generations, including older folks like me, we really need to take out these people that are driving up the cost of our groceries by receiving fewer ones that are non-citizen. In addition to that, we should do steps to make sure that all able-bodied adults are being weaned off after an emergency period. 21% of SNAP households in the fiscal year 2023 exclusively had one or the more of non-elderly adults without a disability and without children. These households tended to be single-person households with low monthly income. These people are of working age, they are not disabled, they do not have children, and yet...
And have low income, by the way. What the fuck?
Still, we see of the people that are obtaining SNAP benefits, a full 21%, nearly 1 in 5, are from this category. I propose that we take even more steps to make sure, even beyond what the big beautiful bill did, which just goes into effect here in November, which obviously because the shutdown hasn't gone into effect, so it would still be a significant reform. But we need to go above and beyond what they recommended to make sure that these able-bodied adults aren't using this as a way of life, but merely as a 1 to 3 month emergency period. 26% of able-bodied adults.
Yeah, this is insane. Like this is what he thinks is the significant driver of costs in groceries. Like he thinks that 5% of all spending in SNAP, by the way, SNAP is a $120 billion program, mind you. So like it's significant, but it's small. First off, and then two, like how will I don't know how will cutting all these people really help with reducing costs of the government and cost of groceries? I don't know, man.
Who get SNAP don't work at all within that same fiscal year. That means if you're an able-bodied adult, 1 out of every 4 that get these SNAP benefits don't work for the entire year within the point where they get that. This is unacceptable. There is no reason that these people can't be doing at least minimum wage jobs that will wean them off these benefits. So I'm proposing that we institute rules that say that they only have 3 months, and then they have to not only fulfill their work requirement rules, but be kicked off of SNAP if they are unable to get on work programs. The next area I'll focus on is significant reforms into how people access these benefits. The first I have no data on, and I'm willing to hear a debate on this, but I propose that possibly we should get away...
Hold on, wait. When studies show found a small association with Kristen. Oh, wait. So so he's just talking about work requirements. Interesting. What else? If when does the debate even start? I'm already not interested. Yeah, so I don't even know how well this would even perform. I don't even know if like work requirements would actually significantly cut costs. That's interesting. Fucking hell, I haven't even.
Get away from
Is
the
the
card
preview
system
still
and go
up?
back to
No,
the
it's
stamp
not still
system.
up.
This wasn't able to be as freely used, and
Yeah, fucking hell. I just saw this. Holy shit! I'm sure my landlord will love feelings instead of actual money. Like, can't believe employers will pay an emotional salary, feelings instead of living wage. Can't pay bills and feelings. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Loki. Loki, don't know. Also, Reno, why aren't you DMing me, you fuck? if he's still watching, Reno, you can just DM me on Discord. I have that screen up already too. Fuck hell.
able to be as swiped at as many stores where things could get out of control. And it also did include an area of sort of an understanding that this didn't operate the same as other money, which provided an incentive for people to get off of these benefits. In addition, there needs to be harsher penalties for people that are trafficking in food stamps. There are a lot of ways that there is abuse in this. Nearly 10 to 11% in the most recent fiscal years of the payments that have gone under SNAP have been incorrect or inaccurate payments. That means we're paying 11% of these monies that are not fraudulent but wrong. In addition to that, we have outright fraud that goes above that, which is another 2%. We need to have harsher penalties for fraud in food stamps, retail trafficking, which the stores themselves are faking this data so they can enrich themselves off of tax dollar data.
So SNAP fraud prevention measures already exist. How the fuck do you reform? Like, he's not. I don't know if he's gonna even like say this. How the fuck do you even reform this shit? Also, fucking hell, like, when's God, yeah, I already don't like what
Indicate an
Rob's saying
increase in the
for many
estimated
reasons.
retail trafficking in recent years. Now, the most recent study I could find.
9 years to you. Okay, hold on. I have another hour to go. Fuck. All right, this is gonna be. I'm gonna be live reacting to this while I'm
This was
rating. This is gonna be interesting.
that estimated approximately
But yeah.
$330 million in SNAP benefits, which is around 1% of all those redeemed, were trafficked illegally between the years 2006 and 2018. And that
I don't know. I would need to look at more Snap shit to even comment on a lot of this, but fucking hell. Anyways, I just got worried that it's supposed to happen at 8, so we're gonna switch gears real quick and just do some WoW shit while we're here. Alright. We're gonna listen to some lo-fi to keep the peace going here. Gotta love some lo-fi. I just cannot believe that I happened to fucking find that shit. Like, oh, cool, and they're live. I wonder what's going on. And that happened. That will just. Yeah. We vibe.
You dare to disturb these waters, you will drown. Rise!
Yeah.
Cling to life!
Yeah, so in the meantime, I'm just going to prep my druid for... One, I need gold. I need gold out the complete donkey ass. And... also need to... or really need is a word for it, but I want to upgrade my gear. I also probably should check to see if my DK needs gear too, but... Not needs gear, but needs upgrade and shit. But yeah, so... Guess I could make a little update on the WoW side of my routines. So it turns out in the main raid that I'm in on like DK, my Death Knight, per se, for those who don't know the lingo, but I am probably going to be the guild's off tank come Throne of Thunder. So by the end of Toes, Heart of Fear, MSV, I don't know what we're going to be progging at this point because we're pretty well geared, and at this point, everything else is just needling at getting the best in slots until January. But for at least the first month of Throne of Thunder, I'm probably tanking. And I intend on tanking too, so that'll be really interesting and fun. Super fun. So I really enjoyed tanking in MOP back when I was a little laddie. Oh shit, hi. Water spout. Fucking hell, this stupid ass tornado is stupid. There we go. Stupid ass tornado is stupid and ass. Wee. Yeah, fuck, I need to get back on, what the fuck am I saying? I need to get back on Legion Remix and get more, probably just level more tunes in there, then actually complete the story in Legions. That way I can just say I've done it, have all the achievements, think, oh my god, it's so cool, wow, XD. But honestly, I just like got bored of the grind. What the fuck is he? Oh, I see what's going on. That's smart as hell. What the fuck? I'm stupid. I might have to use that strat on my DK, low-key. That kind of goes hard. Clears most of the mobs. Can still keep one in there for safekeeping. Like, this is dope. Plus my numbers could just go up because this little mini buff is making me strong. I kind of wish I had the audio on for this, but I was also doing my own technology troubleshooting. So that is very tragic. Also, it looks pink in the background. I don't know how to fix that other than messing with the exposure of the camera. Not like I'm not fucking with it, but I'm... yeah. Just indifferent. Up. Alright, let's get myself hopped up here. I feel like I've got like no haste going on.
It is not yet over. From what I see, we face the trial of
Also, it's kind of cold in my room and I vibe with it because my computer is basically a mini space heater.
Suddenly he was ambushed by
And whatever energy it's not using, it's gonna be using for creating heat for my room, and I can cozy up a little bit.
the young Gaul attacked the beast with great
I need to get
atrocity.
some type of table for a candle. That'll be my next furniture purchase. Which, by the way, keep the shelf that I have from IKEA. I'm on my IKEA binge. I am an IKEA fanboy since day one, and by day one I mean ever since I stepped foot inside one of their stores. I just like their products. Their aesthetic. Especially some of the more like minimalist, kind of very practical looking builds that they've got going on. Like, I'm a fan of style that's not like overly ornate, I guess. Like, when it comes to furniture, I don't care too much for like the like potential crazy designs or like the details of it. I like function. I'm very much a function forward type of guy. If it works, it works. I want it to work good. If you can do that and you look, and then I can just match with whatever the vibe is going on. Done. And this nice like black and brownish looking shelf holds my glowing mug collection. And I might just shift it over to the back wall right here. Eventually. So I might also want a TV stand back here. In fact, I'm leaning towards wanting a TV stand here. And on the other hand, I'm just gonna go ahead and fucking start this up. This tank is absolute donkey dick. Except I only pulled one. I literally only pulled one. The aggro range of these ads is insane, by the way. But I kind of want... I want something in a similar style to this, but maybe... I don't know, I guess the only thing I would change would be to move that into the back wall and then maybe have enough space for a TV stand there, but I want to know how much clearance I'll need for sure before I start putting stuff back there. And that was something I probably should have thought about before going to IKEA yesterday, but I was already pretty apprehensive on getting a TV stand anyways before I do anything else, so I'm not in a bad spot necessarily.
The cycle must continue. The Jade Serpent must be reborn.
I do need to buy more pots for big bursty shits. And also, I can bring my knowledge. Holy fuck, I'm stupid as shit. I'm standing in fire, making my healer want to kill themselves. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Very cringe, per se. What do I know? Yeah, fuck it. I haven't even looked this up. Fucking Twitter. Fuck, you know what? I need to just get the restream up. I just need to get the restream. Fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Sub. I'm standing in shit again. God damn it. I'm stabbing in shit. This is very cutesy music. I vibe with it. Need to update my add-ons too. That's kind of goated. I did that, do my buff. Yeah. Absolutely cleared this stupid motherfucker. Oh yeah, that's also why I need to do more dungeons in this shit. I just need to do dungeons. 4 by rests. I have until 8:30, so I've got an hour and a half. Which gives me maybe enough time to run. I could probably run Black Temple. Ooh, but I have no space for it. Hold up. I have like no bag space. So I'm a big dummy dumb. I need. Where's the damn bank here? God damn. Gosh, diddly darn it. There's the bank. There's the banker. Hello, Mr. Banker. Yo, Mr. Banker. You're a fucking wanker. So you just toss all this shit in here for now. I have so much shit I could get rid of in here. Or that I would need to get rid of. The Ankh is dead item. What do I need to get? I do need to get more fucking space for this shit. But also stuff I can get rid of. The fact I can't sell a lot of this is kind of booty though. Yeah, figure it out later. That can go. That can go. That can go. Alright, so I've gotten all rid of all the dumb shit.
Zionis Akar.
We could go to TK.
The Naru have not forgotten us.
Could go to TK. Anyways, I do need a piss, so you can deal with this for a little bit. Why did I mute myself on Discord? Holy cow. Just gonna do a little quick rearranging. Slight rearranging. I just got like the inspiration. Eventually I'll figure out how to rearrange the top, but for now that works. That works. So I think I want to start off with I just want to go to Black Temple, get some gold out of there. I'm running those. I should be Gucci. I'm gonna turn off my mic for not my mic player. Fuck it. I'm gonna turn off my camera for a minute. I'll know. You'll know why in a little bit, but I think I'm just gonna. I have like this slightly crazy urge to sneeze. All right, cool. We're so back. We are so back. I might put in me. Let me see, actually. I'm kind of curious. Is it more so for vertical stream? Will that work? Kinda. Looks dumb. No. Fuck that. Anyways, we're trying on the music. La la la. Tempest Keep.
In the name of Lady Violet.
I wonder if I can sneak past. That actually makes my life a little bit easier because I don't feel like dealing with all that. Then, if I just... Where is it? Where is it? No. So that's somewhere over here. Saw it somewhere over here. There it is, prowl. Yeah, no. Alright, cool. Now that I have my prowl bars. Sneaky, sneaky. Do. They don't see me. I'm too quick for them. So I really don't feel like going through the AoE of all that. Supremos. That's adorable. Alright, back on the prowl I go. I think I can avoid ever having to kill any of this trash. For the most part. So I think I can slide right through there. Outbreaking stealth. Slide right past all that. The only thing that could see me is this feral spirit, which hopefully it doesn't. And Raguchi, we slide right back here. Hello, Mr. Akama. Think I target the Primos first? Where's the damn... There's the Cyclone Totem. Fucking hell. Stupid Cyclone. I hate Cyclone Totem. I should not be able to be perma-CC'd in this shit. This shit's stupid. There we go. Fucking hell. Alright, cool. Stupid as shit. Stupid fucking boss. Alright, cool. Really just stupid fucking room. Really stupid fucking room with anything. Oh, that's cursed, Maya. What the fuck? Cursed to shit. Cursed as fuck. Alright. Let's sneak around again. Snoopy, Snoopies. You snoopers. Kind of wonder if I could just slide on past. The answer is yes, I kind of can. Can I keep doing this, though? The question. None of them have sight on me. That's kind of crazy, actually. Okay, the Warhounds have sight on me. So I'm probably going to have to... Holy, that's tech. That tech. Holy shit. Okay, hold on. That's actually some masterful tech. Holy shit. There's no way that should have worked. And yet it did. There's no way that tech should have worked. Well, I guess I'm just learning skips to this now in Madrid, so we will skip. Yeah, we can literally skip this entire part. All the random ads.
I
Done.
was the first, you know. For me, the wheel of death has spun many times. So much time has passed. I have a lot of catching up to do. Vengeance is mine!
Come on, kill it. I got Soul Cleaver. Shadow and Destroyer is straight. That's definitely a melee item for sure. All right, back through. Here we go. Making so much gold. Should be able to sneak back. If not, then I can just fucking AoE my shit down. Damn. So I can sneak in between them, and then I think the tech works in reverse. I should be able to tech him here. The problem is that these hounds need to make their way back a little bit. I think I'd go now and then. Should be able to sneak in between. And we're back through. Surprised MDD has not tweeted about this scenario or situation. Surprise! Very surprised indeed. The den of mortal delights. Alright. I'm getting kind of bored not murdering shit, so I might murder shit in there. In the Halls of Anguish. Can I just walk around this? I do not need to be sneaking around for like 80% of this, so. Well, that was better. Alright, cool. Should be able to just walk. We're good. Their aggro range gets really small, so I should just be able to run through and absolutely mollywop Good Tog Blood Boil. This might get interesting though with the stacking debuff, so we'll see. I just need to mog him quickly, that's it. Which I seem to be doing pretty well. This should kill him. I'll reduce by 15. Huh. The damage I'm taking kind of goes crazy after a while. Considering. Ooh, wait, this staff? of immaculate recovery. I might want that. I like that mog potential.
That's still recharging.
I should be able to heal it for a little bit, so. Damn nabbit. Alright, well. I guess I'll just have to do this. Clear up that. Another stun. Crazy. Friends of the Den Mother. Is simply sublime. Cool. Anyways, time to go play with the spooky head.
Pain and suffering are all that await you.
Aura of suffering.
I don't want to go back.
You can have anything you desire.
Oh shit, am I dead? Am I dead from this? No, no shot. No shot, I'm dead from that. No shot. That's actually kind of depressing. The Aura of Desire fucking procced on me. It procs for so much damage, which is stupid. So dumb. I just need to hit defensives for it. I'm gonna go ham. I got a fucking full set. Which is kind of tragic. One thing I always liked is that the stealth. Hello. Yeah, there we go. The smile entity. You always weird me out, but you're a good talk. You're a good little convo. For sure. But yeah, anyways, the sound design I like it, and wow. Silent. Silent footsteps when you're stealth. Very neat little touch. Very kind of obvious in retrospect, but hopefully I don't get fucking murked by this dude again. I just need to heal myself before I do big damage. Suffering? Okay.
Pain and suffering are all that await you.
Should be pretty easy to just pop you. Yeah, hello, smile entity.
I don't want to go back.
My one desire comes out is to have to heal constantly, which is fine. I think maybe this is how I do it, actually. I've got a strat. Because these heal me. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. I think I know how. Oh. They'll heal once she comes out anyways. Oh, this is actually tough. Hold on. This is tough as shit, actually. What the fuck? Hold up. There we go. I actually kind of have to, like, pace myself a bit with damage. The fact that this boss can still kill me is kind of funny. Alright, I should live. I should be able to live this. There we go. Should be able to get my mana back now. I'll let this sit for a little bit. All right. Big anger. I think this one will just burn. Naru blessed life rod. That's what I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call my dick. Super funny. Very, very haha funny moment right there. Just like that, all of the suffering ads are gone. Spooky. I do need to take a trip back to the middle. Oh wait, I'm stupid as fuck. I went down the stairs and not the other way. I should be able to stealth through here again. To make my life easy, because I can just go. And now, no one will see me. Also, the people who are like uber against AI and have really dog shit arguments like water consumption. Like, one, you aren't alone, because like there are normies who are making this fucking argument too. Like the amount of water is like almost like I'd argue it's just inconsequential. It's super insignificant. I thought I was misremembering when I was talking to a coworker about this. That it was like 1 in 100. It's like not even close. It's like the amount of water leaking from pipes in America is like absolutely insane. Like compared to the amount of water usage like Chat GPT uses, and most likely how much AI as a total uses. Like I should have been way stronger about my claims about AI not being harmful to the environment with respect to water usage. Holy cow! Literally consuming beef is like way worse too. By the way, like. The fucking irony of working at a steakhouse talking about the water consumption of ChatGPT compared to beef. Holy shit. Oh my god. I might actually crash out. It's like so. Oh my god, the irony. I should have been way harsher. Alright. Mother shadows. Meet your doom. Plop. Target not minus. Oh shit. Okay, well. So once you step onto the platform, you just get into the fight. Holy damage done increased by 25%. Silenced. You bastard.
You seem a little tense.
Ooh, let's go. Nature damage. God damn it. I wish.
You play, you pay.
I wonder, Boomy would go hard with this shit. Holy cow. And back to, and then to fire. Oh shit, I might actually die soon.
I'm not impressed.
Stop toying with my emotions!
I wasn't finished.
I might have actually died if it weren't for the fact I didn't check my HP is crazy as fuck, bro. Le Grand Promenade. Okay. No. Alright, cool. I'm done looking at random tweets for now. For now. Kind of wonder if I can step on the platform. Cool, perfect.
I can't cast that yet.
Flee or die.
Kind of wonder if I can just do something like this, maybe?
You wish to kill me? You first!
I'm full.
Oh. Ooh, that looks cool. Shit, actually, hold up. That's some fucking mog. That looks neat. Alright. $22.50 is the gold I'm making off of this. That's 11 bosses. For just that. Look at this ugly little motherfucker. I'm as badass as fuck. I like the shoulder piece. Super fucking badass. One day I'm gonna grow up and I want to look like a Kama, okay? Look, I want to be just like him. That's what I want to do. The fuck is this guy doing? So I was not gonna look at posts, but like, holy fuck, I'm looking at posts. My god, this guy's about to beat Snake 3D allegedly. For the first time. Fuck it, I don't care. You can suck my dick. Hello, Aladdin. Illidan. Hi, Illidan. Hi, Mr. Illidan. Sup, dude? Sup, brah. I have a Kama. I went the wrong way. Let's kill him. Alright.
Akama, your duplicity is hardly surprising. I should have slaughtered you and your malformed brethren long ago. We've come to end your reign, Illidan. My people and all of Outland shall be free.
Boldly said, but I remain unconvinced.
The time has come. The moment is at hand.
You are not prepared.
Oh shit, well, there we go. I was not prepared. I should push him to P2. There we go.
I will not be touched by a rabble such as you. Behold the flames of Azeroth. Is this it, mortals? Is this all the fury you can muster?
Their fury pales before mine, Illidan. We have some unsettled business between us.
How is it even possible?
Ah, my long hunt is finally over. Today, justice will be done.
Is that like a tank thing? That's gotta be a tank thing. That's cool as shit though, that animation.
You are beaten.
You have won.
Just in time for the debate too.
Is nothing without the hunt. You are nothing without me.
Cool.
He is right.
I am nothing. Oh my god. Oh my god, you're nothing. That's cool. Little unused haste buff. Inventory's full? Motherfucker. Here's the dumbass that filled my inventory. Ooh. More leatherworking SBs I'll take. The Skull of Gul'dan.
Openings, and we're going to give it over to the affirmative side first. You guys can go 6 minutes each, or if one of you feels like you have a stronger opening and you want to give them time, go for it, and then we'll kick it over to
Well,
Scratch.
it is.
You guys go ahead. If you want to do also a little plug on your own channels and who you are, get to start.
All right, live debate time. Live debate.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate you, Mike. Nice to meet you. Thank you for Vic for doing this debate with me. Rinyald, Scraps for filling in last minute. Appreciate you guys. Should be fun. You can find me on YouTube at Wi-Fi Gospel. I do a lot of debates, do a few here on Modern Day Debate as well. You can check those out. And yeah,
Why does he sound so fucking peaked out of his ass, though?
All right.
Holy shit.
So imagine this. A young mother in a quiet Texas suburb, tucking her kids into bed, no longer glancing at the shadows outside her window, wondering if tonight's the night a cartel thug deported once, twice, now back on our streets decides her home
he's
is
about
his
to
next
give the
target.
biggest anecdote
Or
ever.
imagine
Holy
this.
shit.
A factory worker in Ohio clocking
Alright, one
in for the
second.
first time in years, earning a paycheck that actually covers the rent. Because the job that used to go to shadowy labor brokers is now his, fair and square. That's the reality President Trump is forging right now in his second term. A reality where America puts Americans first, humanely restoring order to a broken border, banishing the criminals
Oh, he
who prey on
rhymed.
our
Holy
communities,
shit. He won the
and
debate.
rebuilding a legal immigration system that welcomes the best, not the lawless. Tonight in this debate, our opponents will spin
He's about to
tales
get
of
cooked.
chaos and cruelty. They'll ignore the facts, the numbers, the lives changed. But I stand here to make the case clear, compelling, and unapologetic
this guy
that
serious?
Trump's immigration reforms are a beacon of benevolence, not division, but deliverance. Not walls of hate, but bridges to safety, prosperity, and justice for America. Backed by hard data, overwhelming public will, and a mandate from the people who elected him in a landslide. First, let's talk about the obvious, the borders. Under the previous administration, our southern frontier wasn't a line on a map, it was a sieve, hemorrhaging illegal aliens along with drugs and sex slaves. Over 2.5 million encounters in fiscal year 2023 alone, leading to an all-time high of 14 million unauthorized immigrants by that year. An increase of 3.5 million unauthorized immigrants, overwhelming cities, straining schools, and turning border towns into war zones.
Lol.
But President Trump, he declared a national emergency on day one, suspended
That's
asylum processing,
suspect.
axed the failed CBP One app, and unleashed the full might of our resources. The result? A 95% plunge in illegal crossings, down to just 264 apprehensions per day by March 2025.
This
the
is
lowest
suspect.
since the 1970s. In October of this year, U.S. Customs and Border Protection recorded just 30,561 total encounters nationwide, the lowest October in CBP history, 29% below the previous record low, and 79% lower than October 2024. For the sixth straight month, Border Patrol released 0 illegal entrants, processing every apprehension strictly by law. In fact, during the first 9 months of President Trump's term, total encounters along the southwest border were lower than a single average month under Biden, marking an unprecedented turnaround in border enforcement. That's not hyperbole. That's CBP data straight from the front lines. Our agents, once outnumbered 10-1, are now guardians again, not firefighters. And this isn't about cruelty, it's compassion for the migrants themselves. No more deadly deserts, no more human traffickers preying on the vulnerable. Trump's shock and awe has saved lives on both sides of the border, deterring journeys that end in graves. Absolutely benevolent, because a secure border protects the dreamers who come legally, and not the desperate funneled into danger by open invitations.
This
But
is
enforcement isn't just about stopping the flow, it's about removing the threats already here. Record-breaking deportations prioritize humanity by targeting the worst.
so the
first.
arguments
Over
against
2
this.
million
Hold on.
unauthorized individuals have left since January. 520 removals by October, plus 1.6 million self-deportations. Incentivized with cash and flights to avoid family separations, and that's DHS's own tally, shattering records from any prior administration.
So like the argument
70%
against this
of
is
those
that
formally removed,
immigrants commit less
a number
crime.
of about
Yeah.
369,000 out of
And then also like why is
527,000
this good?
were
Why is
criminals who had
deporting them good?
convictions or charges, from DUIs to drug trafficking. In the first 100 days alone, ICE arrested 752 murderers and 1,693 sexual assaulters, many who roamed free under lax prior policies. No more catch and release for predators. The Lake and Riley Act, signed January 29th with
So, like, what about the predators that are in the White
159 in
House?
the
Hello?
mandates detention for those charged with theft or assault, preventing tragedies like Lakin's murder by a repeat offender. We've expanded detention to 66,000 beds, up from 39,000, ensuring due process while swiftly removing dangers. This isn't vengeance, it's
Ensuring due
vigilance. It's Trump
process.
saying to American families, I've got your back.
Ooh.
Sorry to interrupt you. I'm gonna pause the time right there. Do you want to take the whole 12 minutes? You want to let him do that, Vic, or that was his 6?
What's cool. I have 2 sentences.
Wi-Fi
And then I'll hand it
Gospel's
over.
mic
Here.
is just disproportionately loud.
I've got your back, says Trump. And the proof? Homicides down 17% in major cities through June 2025.
His mic
Per
is
the
just
Council
fucking
on Criminal
loud.
Justice, on track for the lowest murder rate since 1960. Safer streets,
His-
stronger communities. That's benevolence in action. Now I'll turn the rest of my opening over to my partner.
All right, you still have 6 minutes and 34 seconds.
All right. Well, thank you very much for getting us started, Wi-Fi. Thank you for being my partner tonight. Also, thank you to Modern Day Debates for hosting this great debate. So, let's talk about the impact of Trump's immigration policies on the economy. For too long, unchecked inflows have suppressed wages and stolen opportunities from hardworking Americans. But Trump's crackdown curbing unauthorized labor and enforcing the public charge rule has flipped the script. BLS data from January to June 2025 shows 100% of net job growth. 744,000 positions went to native-born workers, the first time in over a decade. Foreign-born employment down for 543,000.
Again, why is
As
any
the
of this good?
Illegal labor force shrinks, opportunities flow back to citizens. Real wages for low-skilled natives surged
Uh-oh, wait,
5 to
hold on.
8% year over year, with construction pay hitting $32 an hour, up 8% because fewer illegal workers means fairer wage negotiations for Americans. That's AEI and BLS reports, by the way. The foreign-born population itself plummeted 2.6%
Hold on.
to 51.9 million by June, the first decline in 50 years per Pew Research. No more taxpayer burdens, welfare costs slashed, and jobs reclaimed. And for legal immigration,
Let me see.
Trump's reforming it smartly. Expanded H-2A visas for farmers, waived fees.
Like,
but
these
with
are all
trade
just talking
wars
points
to
anyways,
protect
but-
Americans. Tariffs and Made in America incentives have poured billions into domestic hiring without spiking inflation. This is Trump the builder, not the wrecker. Lifting boats for citizens while offering a humane ladder for the world's talent. Prosperity for all who play by the rules. Finally, none of this happens without you, the American people. A mandate so thunderous it's shaking Washington to its core. Trump didn't just win, he dominated, receiving 312 electoral votes. He won the popular vote by 5 million, with immigration as voters' top issue for 32% of the electorate.
Oh, so this is non-seasonally adjusted. That's what he's talking about.
Up from 32%.
Yeah, this just refers to
because
seasonally adjusted
families in
data.
border states know the stakes, and the polls, they're a roar of approval. CBS/YouGov in January, 63% of voters support mass deportations, including 47% of Democrats and 62% independents. Pew in March, 71% demand enforcement as top priority. Gallup in June, 67% approved Trump's handling of immigration, the highest for any issue. Even Axios/Ipsos in September, 81% support deporting violent criminals, 59% for all unauthorized. Bipartisan laws seal the deal. The Lake and Riley Act, the one big beautiful bill with $170 billion for walls and agents, passed 289 to 146 and 68 to 32 in terms of the votes. 28 states now mandate E-Verify, and 287 partnerships, 53 agreements nationwide. Florida alone arrested,
The audio balancing is terrible.
128 criminals this year. This isn't fringe, it's the people's verdict. Trump hears you, and he's delivering with 88% GOP approval for troops at the border and 86% for wrapped-up removals per Pew. A mandate for mercy, humane removals that prioritize criminals, reform legal paths for the skilled, and heal a nation torn by neglect. This is Trump's benevolent blueprint: secure borders, safe streets, fair paychecks, rebuilding the American dream. And that is my opener.
This might be unlistenable if Wi-Fi Gospel's audio is not balanced.
Well, I appreciate you guys giving that statement there, opening it up, and we're gonna go to you, Scratch. We're gonna go to you, Scratch, and Rinyal there. Let me just
You wanna go first, Scratch?
Let me just start
Yep. Holy fuck, everyone's audio. I fucking hate this. Everyone's audio is so bad. Holy shit.
I am Scratch. I'm
The
a
audio
leftist who
balancing
does
is
political
dog
debates
shit.
on TikTok and YouTube.
Holy fuck.
You can find me at Scratch 9258 on literally all platforms, minus Substack. Let's get an opening statement. Trump's immigration
This
policy
children
is
versus
not just targeting
adults?
low-skilled illegal workers, but also targeting high-skilled legal migrants. They're implementing things like $100,000 fee for H-1 visas, and illegally deporting legal migrants will have devastating effects on the economy. The CBO predicting the immigration surge under Biden will contribute to a $8.9 trillion increase in GDP from 2024 to 2034. These economic benefits will not be realized if Donald Trump continues to not only bar legal immigration, but also continues to actively get rid of current immigrants in the United States.
All right.
You
you got 11 minutes.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to use the whole 11 minutes. So hi, I'm Rinyald. I do debates. I talk to Trump supporters, mostly on TikTok, but I upload everything to YouTube and stuff. Trump supporters, especially on immigration, live on narrative instead of any real policy. They will use loaded terms that have no real definition, like closing the border or securing the border, but never really define what the policy looks like. They will point to things that happen and attribute it to the president. This is intentional. The policy proposed by the Trump administration is either so distasteful that no one would support it if it wasn't labeled as vacuously as closing the border, or it's so ill-defined that it may as well not exist. Would the people genuinely support the open admission by the president that he will not pursue new legislation? Would they support the robbing of people's constitutional rights? Would they support the suspension of asylum? Is all of Trump's border policy literally just funding enforcement instead of doing anything to actually reform the immigration system? It seems like probably. It seems like it's just harsh enforcement, deterrence through strength, robbing people of their rights, making it so no immigrants want to come here. It doesn't really matter what the effect is on those people or the economy more broadly. They just are interested in getting these people out.
Oh, cool. Game crashed. Sweet.
Okay. All right. Well, then I guess now that we are done with the opening statements, I just want to remind everyone again to get your tickets for DebateCon. That is coming up Sunday, November 15th.
Yeah, all this, yeah, literally
And we're
this debate isn't actually going to have much substance, isn't it? Because all Wi-Fi Gospel and Vic are saying is just that there are changes that we prefer, but they don't really explain why they prefer it.
You guys.
No, you're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah, Wi-Fi, you're muted.
Wi-Fi, you're muted.
Now he's like super quiet. What the?
My bad. All right. So
This is
basically,
so-
we made about 5 points. I just want to run
This
through
is
those
so
points
ass.
as quickly as we can and talk about them, and then it's totally fair to let you guys drill us on those or bring up the other arguments that you brought up in your opening statements. So Rinyald or Scratch, you guys can answer. Do you agree that 95% less illegal border crossings are a good thing?
When you say illegal border crossings, are you referring to border encounters?
Uh-oh.
Well, border encounters include illegal border crossings, or at least apprehensions, but it doesn't
Okay,
include.
so what
it
does
does
illegal
also include
border
other
crossing
things.
mean? So, like, where are you getting that data specifically?
Oh no.
From DHS, I
Okay,
believe.
could you send me a specific link? Because whenever in this, anybody can go this, look up like illegal border crossings. Whenever somebody refers to like illegal border crossings, it's almost always just encounter data. Like this was super famous. Like the sign that Trump was pointing to when he almost got unalived.
Yeah. So
the graph said illegal border crossings. It was just a graph of encounters. So I have never seen any data from the DHS release that specified illegal border crossings. It's always just border encounters.
So from the I actually have from Congress.gov and track reports for fiscal years 21 through 24, distinctions between apprehensions and admissibles. Is that what you're looking for?
Inadmissibles?
I think Go ahead.
Well, inadmissibles would be like people requesting asylum at legal ports of entry and being denied. Neither of us would say that's like an illegal move, right? But they do count that under encounters. But even just if we look at apprehensions, there was 7.4 million apprehensions from 21 to 24. And then even if we look at the encounters, the average daily right now is 264, something like that. So if you take the average for the 7.4 million over 4 years, it's over 5,000. So that would be still a decrease in 95%.
So I want you to acknowledge two things. So number one, from December 2024 until Trump got in office, we saw border encounters decrease by those 200,000. And even prior to that, in the last couple months of Trump's first administration, border encounters went massively up.
Well, this is about Trump's second
you're trying to say it's Trump's second term, right? And you're trying to correlate border encounters with Trump's policy, but it would be a little disingenuous if border encounters are already going down massively before Trump got into office. This is a continuing trend. This wasn't something we saw magically when Trump got into office.
So it would
be
that's actually kind of crazy. Say that 7.4 million apprehensions down to less than 300 a day is not due to Trump's policies.
Yes, because for two reasons. So the first one is that they were already falling at the tail end of Biden's administration, right? So if you're tying it to Donald Trump's policy, we wouldn't expect it to also be dropping during Biden's presidency, the first one. The second one is that encounter numbers get hyperinflated whenever we see policies like Title 42 or Remain in Mexico, because what happens is we send people to Mexico and then they come back, they try and seek the same exact thing that they seek the first time. That's 2 encounters, right? So you're having like super inflated encounter numbers just based off of the fact that we were sending people to Mexico and they were coming straight back.
Right. So what rate of recidivism are you giving then?
It would be 26% according to Pew Research.
Right, okay. So it's still a vast number of border apprehensions, even if we take it up to 26%. So again,
it's
2023,
not all of which you can attribute to Trump's policies.
2.04 to 2.06 million apprehensions. The total encounters was almost 2.5 million. Then to 2024, total encounters only went down to 2.135, or total apprehensions to 1.5. How is that a major decrease?
Yeah, so 2 things. So number one, you would agree with me that apprehensions can include people coming here legally, or at least for some kind of asylum. Yes, you could cross the border.
No, encounters do, not apprehensions.
Well, a lot of people are
apprehensions
are a subset of encounters.
Under
what the
border
fuck?
Encounters.
Yes, exactly, and so are admissible.
This is actually dumb.
An apprehension is an encounter, but an encounter is not strictly an apprehension.
I understand that. So I'm saying, right, if you came across the border to seek asylum legally, that would be counted as a border encounter. True, if you were also
not an apprehension.
That would be counted as an encounter, right? It would also be counted, right, if you were admissible and you got, as Biden had a massive parolee program, right? If you were paroled into the country, that would also be counted as an encounter, right? So these numbers aren't just looking at illegal immigrants; these are looking at people who are.
No, you're confusing.
I'm not confusing.
Yeah, an apprehension
coming here for legal status.
An apprehension does not include a parole.
What is included in apprehension numbers?
It's just someone who enters illegally and is turned away.
Okay, so those would also be.
That's expulsion. That's not apprehension.
I don't think that's. Yeah, I don't think that's apprehension numbers.
You're mixing up Title 42 expulsions with Title 8 apprehensions.
On top of that, though, I mean, we would expect those.
These are
USBP
apprehension numbers.
We would also expect those to be in a feedback loop because of Title 42 and Remain in Mexico, right?
No, not a feedback loop. You already said 27%. I'm willing to grant that number, but that's not that doesn't change the numbers for 95%. Even if it did, it would maybe be 90%.
But you accept that people coming here just seeking legal status, either through parolee system or through asylum, would also be included in encounters if they were seeking
encounters.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's talking about apprehensions, not encounters right now.
Yeah. For example, in 2021, there was 1.734 million encounters. 70,000 of those were inadmissibles, which are asylum seekers, and then the other 1.6 million were apprehensions.
Yeah, if apprehension is someone being detained at the border, right?
Yeah, after an illegal crossing, not someone seeking asylum at a legal port of entry.
Well, you can
No.
you can seek defensive asylum even after being apprehended.
Well, it
that's
would
something
be-
that's legal
Yeah,
to do
but
as well.
if you're in the country and you seek defensive asylum, right? What happens?
You go through the asylum process.
Right, and while you go through the asylum process, you can't be deported, correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
All right, unless like you commit some serious crime or something or some other extenuating circumstances. However, what are you gonna do if you're an illegal alien and you cross into the border? Maybe you make it in there, or maybe you get paroled in. The first thing I'm gonna do if I'm at risk of deportation is claim asylum, even if I have absolutely no chance of winning an asylum case. Correct?
Potentially,
always.
sure. I mean,
Maybe.
there's potential for that to happen. Yeah.
Right. In
Is he
fact,
assuming
under
that all of
Biden,
them are,
I think it was an
are
average of
bad
either
fit,
less than
though?
15 or less than 10% of asylum cases got approved. Right?
You also acknowledge, though, that it is
doesn't
reasonable
mean
to
they're
come to the,
fraudulent.
like there are people who are genuinely seeking asylum who are apprehended through that process, right? So including that in all like illegal crossings when there are legal immigrants within that batch is probably not right?
Yeah, I mean,
Especially
even
when
if we
seeking
cut,
asylum is a legal process.
even if we cut the entire number in half, and give you instead of 7.4 million apprehensions, even if we gave you 3.75, whatever the number is, it would still be down massively, something like 90%. Correct?
Something like 90%. It would be down, yeah, sure. But again, I mean, like we're looking at a trend, right?
Just real quick.
No, hold on.
The people.
I want an answer to this though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is U.S. border apprehensions, meaning and less people trying to cross illegally, is it being down 90%? Is that good or bad for America?
I don't know. It really depends on like with the economic conditions of America, honestly.
Hold on. So you're saying that it could be good for millions of
Absolutely.
people to try and cross the border illegally?
If they're doing
It's
it
not
for
ideal,
it's
obviously.
not ideal, but I don't think it's necessarily going to incur something bad, especially if there's some kind of humanitarian crisis. Absolutely.
No. Well, if it's a humanitarian crisis, it wouldn't be an illegal crossing, would it?
Not
Well, it would be
necessarily.
if
Sure,
you
if
get
there's a
apprehended and
humanitarian
seek
crisis
asylum.
and somebody crosses the border illegally to then apply for asylum, that would be due to humanitarian crisis. But once again,
James, you're not muted, by the way.
sorry. So first of all, somebody.
Hold on. Are you trying to say something, Mike?
Wait,
Mike, you're
Mike, you're not muted, by the way.
Yeah, affirmative
these are
asylum
green
is something.
shit.
Affirmative asylum is something that happens when somebody isn't in removal proceedings, right? The defensive asylum is when you're already in removal proceedings and then you seek asylum. So somebody, if you illegally enter and then you seek asylum with like the nearest border agent, that would count as an affirmative asylum case. That would also count as an apprehension because they would apprehend you, detain you while you did your asylum case, right? So that would be
and why
that would be example of somebody going through the legal process underlined in the INA to seek asylum legitimately, but still included in apprehensions and encounters.
right, but why are they crossing at an illegal port of entry?
Because you're allowed to do it.
You're probably in fear of some kind of persecution.
And so if you're in fear of some persecution, then why do for example in fiscal year 2024, why did 635,000 people get turned away at legal ports of entry? And how many of them do you think got turned away at legal ports of entry and said, screw this, I'm getting it anyway, and went through an illegal way?
I don't know if I'd want to speculate on that.
I don't know how many of those.
Well, you've been asking us to speculate on how many of the apprehensions are not actual apprehensions, correct?
No, we're not asking you to speculate on that. We're saying that the numbers that you're illustrating, you can't really get a grasp on what you're trying to illustrate because you cited encounters as crossings, right? But there's a lot that go into encounters and a lot that goes into apprehensions. So to say that these are equal to crossings is something that you can't necessarily do. I'm not asking you to speculate. I'm pointing out that there's a problem with the statement that you're making.
All right, but then all things considered, even if I gave you half the numbers, it would still be down 90%, which I did get a concession on. What I didn't get a concession on was that it could somehow be good for America to have illegal immigrants crossing the border. Why is that? You said like an economic benefit?
Once again, you say like you still haven't addressed a point, right? You say down 90%, and I'll just repeat what Reynolds said previously here, right? one,
you just-
apprehensions and encounters still do include people who could be seeking legal forms of immigration, right, through asylum or like some kind of being like paroled into the country. And number two, right, even though it did go down 90%, nobody's denying that trend was already happening for a year in the Biden administration before Trump
No, it
even came
wasn't.
into Yes, it absolutely was.
So then how is the trend going down if it goes from 2.4 million encounters to 2.135 million encounters? How is that a trend going down?
Over what span?
Between fiscal year 23 and fiscal year 24.
Yeah, you're just
Is it possible? Is it possible that they were super high at the beginning of 23 and they plummeted
Yes,
at
they were
the end
super
of
high.
23?
So I'm talking from December, right? Anybody can go look at this, and I'm having the JJ stream here. From December of 2024, right, until September of 2024, it went from 300,981 border encounters to 101,790 border encounters. I'm looking at the CBP website right now.
So it got cut in half in 3 months, the beginning of December 24, you said?
From December 2024 to September of 2024.
Okay. Was Trump announced
more
as
than
the
half,
winner of the
probably.
presidential election by December 2024?
Was he announced as the winner in September? He said
No,
between
by
September
December.
and December. He said
No,
between
he's-
September and December.
Oh, okay, sorry. The way he said it, he said from December to September. So I got it mixed up. So you're saying from September down to December. In September it was 300,000. What was it in October?
No. In December of 2024, it was 300,000.
So this is what I don't understand.
What?
In December it was 300,000, you said, right?
Yes.
And then what did it go down to and when?
By September
of what?
2024. 2024.
How do you
Are you saying December 23? Wait, hold on. Are you saying December 23 to September 24?
December 24.
Okay, so you're talking about September 24 to December 24. You swapped the months. Yeah, you swapped the months. Sorry. Okay.
So what was the number in September of 24?
100,000.
So it went up then.
This is
Everybody was
interesting.
trying to get in before the big bad orange man got in. That's what happened.
So
yeah, maybe I could share my screen. I'm not like October, November, December, January, February, March, April to September 24. I'm not going insane. Like I'm looking at it. It goes down by 200,000. I'm not going.
Read that. What are you reading off of?
Here, Can I send you this on Discord? I'm looking at the CBP website.
Well, don't send it to me. I think there's a side chat here. If I think we could use that.
I do believe there's a side chat. Okay. Yeah, use the Zoom side chat. I'll pull it up.
So, just out of curiosity, what do we think we're attributing to what do you think Donald Trump did in order to? Because your claim is that as soon as Donald Trump came in, encounters dropped 90%. What do you think that he did to actually? What do you think he actually did to achieve that?
I mean, he did a ton of things, but just the literal speech that Trump ran on, just the campaign that Trump ran on, is enough to scare everybody into not coming.
So no policy.
Because they started dropping, going into his. By the time he was announced to going into his term, it started dropping tremendously already. He basically increased border security, right? Like you in your opening statement, you said the only thing Trump did was fund enforcement, right? So he's funding enforcement. He signed things like the Lake and Riley Act. That means if you actually apprehend somebody, you have to detain them, correct?
Sure, but I mean that's not going to stop any of that. That has nothing to do with the border, right?
Right, but if they commit a crime at the border, such as entering, right? If somebody commits a crime,
you can't indefinitely detain somebody under the Lake and Riley Act for entering illegally. I'm pretty sure it's for things like assault, things like that.
Yeah,
right?
so if you assault a CBP officer is what I was saying.
Sure, but I mean, then we're not talking about crossings. We're talking about assaulting CBP officers. So,
as
the Lake
crossing.
and Riley Act. Sure, but the Lake and Riley Act isn't going to deter something that's not already illegal, right? It's already illegal to assault CBP officers on your way over to the border. That's already illegal, right? You're already turned away if you do that, right? So the Lake and Riley Act isn't adding anything new there other than indefinite detention.
Yeah, I understand that. Now, if
Well, hold on. Do you think that, like, with Trump, with his the fact that he overwhelmingly won, and the messaging is, hey, we're not going to tolerate all this illegal immigration anymore. Don't you think that's enough to send a message across the world that, hey,
No.
look, maybe you should slow down a bit. Like, we're not going to tolerate this stuff anymore, knowing that he's going to be more harsher?
One,
More harsher.
yes, potentially, but I don't want that, right? Like, I don't want our means of deterring immigrants from coming across the border being that we're going to treat you so poorly that you won't want to come to the United States. That's not something that I want the United States to do. And second of all, that's not policy, right? Like, him giving a speech about how poorly we're going to treat illegal immigrants isn't policy. That's not passing anything. That's not fixing anything. It's just making people scared.
I mean, a deterrent is a deterrent, you know? I mean, a deterrent
Sure,
is
but
a
I mean, the
deterrent.
debate is on policy.
We would have to then concede, right? If we're saying that it's Trump's
The debate is on
messaging which is
immigration
causing
policy,
people not to come
and they're
here.
not talking about
It's also
policy. They're
Trump's
talking about
messaging which
fucking
encouraged people
speeches.
to come here in the first place, right? This is the person who lied about like FEMA money going to immigrants when it's really just from an SSP fund that was actually funded by the CBP. This is the person who was demonizing immigrants in like Springfield, Ohio agent. This is the person who had a different number of illegal immigrants coming across the border every 2 days and was constantly saying the border's wide open, anybody can come across, right? If we're saying, oh, Trump's messaging is encouraging people not to come here, we'd have to say previous his campaign, it was his messaging that was encouraging people to come here.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that, like, I think, like, you know, especially after the whole Biden letting in, what was the number, like 14 million? It's not, there's not even an official, like, number. There's 10 million.
Post-COVID, people were going in, Haitian immigration, blah, blah, blah.
Maybe Donald Trump saying, hey,
Encounters.
we're harsher than even his previous term. I mean, you guys are spurting out after about what's going on right now. I mean, you don't think even the imagery that they're showing, the prisoners that are in El Salvador, the prison in El Salvador and such, you don't think all that messaging out there is not a deterrent in itself that, yeah, listen, we're not effing around this time?
Sure, but I mean, again, here's the problem, right? Is that we already litigated the encounter numbers, so like I'm going to reject the 13 million, 10 million, 50 million, you know, whatever date it is.
Wait.
But
that's how many illegal immigrants are in the country. 14 million.
14 I don't know where.
So the 14 million
That's from Pew Research
So
Center.
the 14 million statistic is unauthorized immigrants. If you look at that, that includes people here on TPS, that includes people here on who are asylum. So that would include people of legal statuses. So that's not actually illegal immigrants.
Unauthorized is a better word. You're right.
On top of that, like, again, it goes back to the thing of, like, if we're arguing that Donald Trump's, like, master border policy is showing people getting ushered off to a torture prison to prevent people from coming here, I don't think that's a good way to do it, right? Like, I don't think that's good border policy.
Who's going to a torture prison?
We're sending people to CCOT, right? Like, that's
okay, and
that's the whole point.
Torture people there?
Yes.
Okay, what do they do that's torture there?
We have State Department reports talking about how, like, they would zap the wet floors to shock everybody within the cell. We got like credible reports from multiple people that we sent there saying that, you know, they were being beaten if they weren't getting dressed quick enough. Like, we have 2 separate State Department reports talking about detailing the conditions of El Salvadorian prisons. Like, it wasn't a mystery how bad these places are.
So normal behavior for third world country prisons, correct?
Sure, we shouldn't be.
Yes, but that's bad.
Like,
what?
Who are we sending them?
Yeah, who are we sending?
Yes, torture people is normal.
Well, you're saying
who are we sending there?
You're saying that this was the thing that was deterring people from coming, is us showing them, like, frog walking people through this prison. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think that's what the U.S. should be engaged with.
Okay, so then we also shouldn't publicize how prisoners live inside of prisons in America to deter criminals either, correct?
If we're torturing them, no, right? But also keep in mind that a civil person, like, crossing the border is different than, like, the kind of criminals that you would be talking about sending to U.S. prison.
Yeah, and the civil person crossing the border isn't getting sent to CCOT. Do you know how many people were sent to CCOT?
It was about 200, 300. The problem is that their due process rights were robbed of them, so we didn't actually get the chance to see if they were who they said they were.
From who? You're talking about Kilmar Garcia?
From the people that Kilmar, Abrego Garcia, and the Alien Enemies class.
Okay, so if you're gonna sit here and defend Kilmar Garcia and say that we didn't know who he was,
Uh-oh.
and that his due process was violated. That's
Well,
wrong. Now, if you want to say
said that, I was talking about the alien enemies, right? I wasn't talking about Garcia there,
Yes.
but I mean Garcia also got his due process rights robbed of them, so that's also part of the people who we robbed of their process.
People
What,
like
is-
Andy
is he
Hernandez,
sent
used
back?
to be people like Andy Hernandez,
Yeah, didn't he get
right,
brought back, though?
He got
who
brought
was
back
the
after the
makeup
government was
artist,
forced
in
to.
Venezuela, who was actively getting persecuted for being gay, seeked asylum in the U.S., was in detention his entire stay while he was seeking asylum, and the Trump administration deported him without any ability to, one, seek habeas corpus, or two, any kind of like no deportation if in like any timely manner. Their due process rights were stripped from them.
No, and we can. There's very, very few cases of these in every single administration over the last 5 administrations, right? Biden, Obama, Bush, Clinton, all had these issues. These are not unique to Trump's administration.
That's still bad.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Like we can even.
I want to get back to my 5 points. So I did say we have 5 points. I want to get through them quickly. I want to just make our argument. And you guys
Trump
can
continuing to have
pull
the
up any
same
other
issues
arguments you guys
with
want.
like human
It
rights
doesn't look
abuses.
like we're going to get somewhere on this first point.
It's still bad.
But I do just want to say one more thing, because you bring up that your reasoning that some illegal immigrants coming over the border in mass numbers could be good for America is economic reasons. Can you explain?
Yeah, absolutely. So, before I explain, the numbers I was looking at earlier for ZP, they go by fiscal year, and the fiscal year for them starts in October. So when I said December of 2024, that was really December of 2023, and then it turned into January. So it would be December 2023 to September 2024 when we saw a 200,000 decrease under Biden.
All right. Well, I want to let you answer my question, but I don't want to let that go.
Okay, I just
unspoken.
want to be I just want to clear so that from your prior point.
No,
of,
I'm
like,
glad
this
you
is a
brought that
continuing
back
trend.
up. But it's also from fiscal year 23 to fiscal year 24, 2.4 million to 2.135 million encounters. Apprehensions went from 2 million to 1.5. That's not a drastic decrease. But back to my question. How could economics make up for illegal immigrants crossing the border en masse?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess if we just want to like take a look at research by like the Cato Institute that looks at like the economic impact of like, illegal migrants, or we can look at like studies by the National Bureau of Economic Research, which predict illegal immigrants provide about like 1% of our total like private sector GDP. 2, these immigrants don't actually seem to be lowering wages, right? When immigrants come into the country, they also induce a demand in the economy, which the supply needs to meet, right? That part of that supply is increasing employment, so we don't see them typically lower wages. But in fact, the new jobs that are oftentimes created because of that demand that immigrants incur in the economy tend to be like managerial or like supervisor positions, which the better English speaking and usually slightly higher educated Americans tend to take up. So for about 95 to 80% of the country, we might even see slight wage increases because of like illegal immigration. But once again, I just contest the fact the majority of people coming to Biden or people here on some kind of legal status, and the numbers to support that are extremely flawed.
No, that's not true. But again, to answer my question, you said GDP increase was one of the factors that. Okay, so if the GDP is increased, or if doing something that would decrease the GDP, you could do something.
What's up?
Then,
I'm curious. Do you play D&D? I do play D&D actually sometimes.
You could do something that would normally
How
be looked
overlordish
at
my
as
name
criminal
sounds. Yeah.
or against the law.
That
correct?
is. It's a World of Warcraft thing,
argument?
actually, specifically.
I would say we probably shouldn't like have people just like illegally coming in here. But what I would say is that
So then why would you use that as a point?
Yeah, yeah.
What I would say is that people who have come in here, who are currently here, who are like illegal immigrants, right? Those people who have been here for 10 or 5 years plus, who are actually integrated into the economy, those are the people making up the private sector GDP, right? Okay. People who have just newly or recently like crossed the border, I don't know like how good those people are going to be when it comes to adding on to society GDP. Now, the people who, once again, because my entire argument, most of those people
might have to do this
Biden,
actually.
they
Hold
came under
on.
some kind of legal status. Those people like can pay taxes. Those people can get those their work permits. They're going to integrate into the economy way quicker. But if somebody's just going to illegally cross right now, I'm fine deporting them.
Okay, so then it's not a bad thing for illegal crossings to be down.
Yes, but
no,
testing.
It's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think anybody would have said that it's necessarily a bad
So
thing.
it's a good thing for America then.
I don't know if it depends, right? It depends on how
Do
you're
you-
getting the crossings down.
No, it doesn't.
Absolutely.
No?
That's completely separate. The
Let me
fact
try
that
this out real
people
quick.
are not crossing into the country illegally, is that a good or a bad thing for America?
Okay.
You don't think it depends on how that happens, on whether or not it's good or bad?
You can add intention to it. I'm just simply asking. People
Well,
are
the intention is the whole
All right,
point. I
all
don't
right,
think it's
all right, let me
necessarily a
say.
good or bad thing.
Like if people hypothetically, if people are
You're
illegally,
saying-
if people are illegally crossing the border because there's a giant humanitarian crisis and they're trying to seek asylum,
That's
and the
not
ports
I'm
of
mostly
entries-
a
and the
player.
ports of entries were, yes, you could illegally cross, and the ports of entries were clogged up, so they're illegally crossing the border to seek asylum. And we were just we're just gonna like shoot all these immigrants who try and cross the border. We'd probably say that that's a bad way to try and stop illegal border crossings.
Okay. All right. So then, if
ooh.
100 million illegal immigrants crossed because they were being
ooh.
persecuted, that would be good for America?
You
they
want
have a
you want me to
reasonable
be a
claim
main
for
villain,
persecution?
PC?
Like,
Is
are
that
we-
what's going on?
Yes.
Yeah, probably,
Okay,
yeah.
So flooding the country with 100 million people who are not integrated in society at all is going to be good for America.
Hold on.
You don't think that's going to
You're-
put a
you're-
strain?
You're kind of loading that, right? Because you said, okay, you added that they're not integrating into the country. I'm going to
They're not-
obviously
they're
push
not
against
already
that.
integrated.
Yeah, they don't
as,
integrate.
As
They
the
don't-
same for every
they don't
other
come in and integrate.
immigrant.
Right. So, do you understand what 100 million people would do to this country if they entered?
We are halfway through right now. 30 minutes left.
All right. So,
Okay.
I didn't know.
If
Well, look,
you
we're not
want
gonna get anywhere on
to,
this
go ahead and DM me on
mass
Discord
deportations.
actually
Can it
about
be considered
that.
successful or good that approximately
might be
1.6
interested.
million self-departures and 500,000 formal removals
The
occurred
vibes
under Donald
check
Trump's immigration
correctly. I'm
enforcement
gonna.
Again, it's going to depend.
I don't know, man.
Right? Like,
But we'll see.
I'm not interested
Yeah,
in just
just
looking
just
at metrics
DM me on
that
Discord
happen and
at
removing all
Bones
of the
Deal.
context that led to those
And
metrics happening,
yeah, just
right?
hit me up.
Like, I don't
All
think
right.
it's necessarily a good thing that these removals happened. I want to know how these removals are happening. I want to know the effect of these removals. I want to know like different claims of whatever's happening during these removals, right? The removal numbers
Okay.
aren't necessarily good or bad.
We can get into that. I just want a concession then. On the face,
That's not a concession.
Hold on.
I'm
I'm
not
asking for a concession.
He wants. He's
I'm not-
asking.
I didn't say you did concede. I'm asking for one.
Yeah,
now.
just DM me, man.
On the
on
face,
Discord.
without context.
I'll get back to you.
You're saying that millions of people crossing the border, up to 100 million people crossing the border, technically illegally, and 2 million people being removed who were here illegally, those could be good for America. Or sorry,
I mean,
could
we
be
can-
bad for America.
We could remove all of the context from all of our points and make them sound stupid if you want to. I don't want to look at this with no context. I
Okay,
don't know
all right,
how you
so
would
you're
build
not gonna
that
answer
into
the question.
session.
Sure, I think
That's not a
I can
that's not
answer
a
the
fair
question.
question. You're
Here.
asking to literally remove all of the context.
Yeah, I literally like I even said.
I don't
like,
understand any context where 100 million people enter America. and
Over
good
VC
things
Fridays
happen. There is zero
bi-weekly.
context in which good things happen because of that. I'm telling you that right now.
What if there was
Very
like a million,
simply, look at our
100 million
Ironically,
people born?
maybe,
What if there was like
actually.
100 million people born? Do you think if our population
12
rose
to
by 100
3?
million because they were born?
CST sounds pretty good,
How
actually.
would 100 million people?
I'm
be
usually
born?
available.
They would.
How would that?
They
What
would
would
give
be
birth.
required?
Request sent, heard.
Wait, who would give birth?
Their mothers, right? Like I'm just saying.
American
like,
citizens, right?
Sure. Does that?
Okay.
You're saying that you can't conceive of a world where adding 100 million
Yeah.
people would be
No, I
good.
actually don't think. I think that would be way too quick of a growth inside of America.
Okay, so what? Then the question is, what would you want to do about it, right? And it's the same question. What would you want to do about it?
not let 100 million people
Yeah.
in. That's what I would want to do about it.
Yeah, about
At
seven,
any-
like
at any
just during the
means?
baby boom, just for instance, like 70 to 76 million people were born. So are we?
Yeah,
against
and
the baby
how
boom?
many years?
Yeah, what's your name in
1946
there?
To 1964.
Okay, so 20
I
years.
see.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm
hold
talking
on.
about 100 million people entering the country.
Did 100
Like,
million
within-
people
And
enter
people
the
enter
country?
the country in 1 year?
Well, that was literally the hypothetical I gave you.
Yeah, so the hypothetical doesn't like the conditions that you're using for this
see, I see.
hypothetical
We're
don't
good.
exist right now. I'm granting that in
That's
this
why it's called a hypothetical.
situation- Yes, I know, I understand. That's why I'm granting this hypothetical that I would not refuse these people service because I don't think that sending people back to a place in which they're being persecuted is something.
Yeah,
humane.
okay.
Now, if you want to
Okay,
say
how
that
about
you
a
would
leader
send
of a
them all
commie
back,
themed
you would
group?
send them all back. That's fine. You could make that
Yes.
argument. Okay,
Maybe.
But how about a billion?
Okay, would you send, let's say, like a couple hundred
No,
thousand?
no,
would
answer
you
the
send them all
question.
back?
How about a billion?
A billion. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't accept a billion.
No.
Why not?
Unless we
Because
have
there's
like
no
super
feasible
good,
way
unless,
to do it.
Unless there
So
was
there's a
unless we had,
feasible
like,
way to do
unless we
100
had, like,
million?
yeah,
Probably, yeah.
absolutely. I think we could absolutely have like the processing
Okay.
facilities and infrastructure pre-built to house these people.
Let's-
Absolutely.
Let's
I don't
talk
know
about
what-
the context.
I don't know what you were
Let's-
trying to prove with that
Let's
hypothetical,
talk.
right?
Let's talk. I was trying to prove that you weren't being logically consistent because when I went to $1 billion, you immediately said no. I don't think you're in your
How is
right
that
mind to
not-
think you can. Because to have 100
that
million people
logically
enter this
consistent?
country and think good things would happen is absolutely asinine.
This is like asking.
Anyway.
This is like if I own a house.
Let's
you
talk
ask
about
me,
An
the
arbitrary, wait,
1.6
an
million
arbitrary
into your house
number
to
of
help them, I said
immigrants
yes. And you
coming
said,
in
okay,
is
would you
bad,
let like 1 million people
as
into your
opposed
house
to good.
help them?
This
I said
is
no. And then you said
this
we're
is
being
some
consistent.
dumb
What's the
Obviously,
difference
Holy
between
cow.
20 and $1 million? Is it more
well,
than
in one,
100 million
I have
and 1
to.
billion?
I would say
This is some
20, I
stupid
could
ass
actually help
shit.
those
Holy
people,
cow.
and 1 million, it would just become a situation that was worse for the living standard of all those people in the house. See,
Anyway,
the
back to
consumers-
this.
people-
Also, he had the mustache.
This is such a real.
Also, I,
1.6 million.
accept the request. Check the
We know
news.
how those happened, right?
Before we move on, let's talk about, okay, so within this hypothetical, right? Or let's move away from the hypothetical. Within this reality, right? We have like what, 100,000 per year? Is that where we're at, right? How many claims of asylum were there last year?
Claims of asylum or granted?
Claims of asylum, because Donald Trump tried to suspend asylum, right?
And are you talking about the last year, like last 9 months of Trump?
No, we're just talking about like last fiscal year, 2024.
2024, I think there was 600,000. The number I have, 600,000, is people turned away at the border, I think.
Okay, so let's just
That's
say it was
legal port of entry.
600,000. Do you think
Okay.
that that's going to strain the country so bad that we have to send them all back to the place that they're fleeing persecution from?
I think that currently, in our current state, where we have up to 14 million unauthorized immigrants here, it very well could.
I'm not asking if it could. I'm asking, does it? Do you believe that?
600,000 a year. Could we actually take in an extra 600,000? Yes. Do I think it's smart? No.
Do you think that we should send them back to the place that they're fleeing persecution from because it would hurt the country so bad? Okay,
Yes.
what's the
Unless-
argument for that?
What? I don't want them here.
Are you just like
That's
against?
it? You just don't want them there, so you want to
just
send them
don't
back
want
to the place that
immigrants?
they're fleeing persecution from?
Yes,
Are
absolutely.
you against the concept of asylum?
No, not at all. But I think we need to deal with
It
the
sounds
problem
like
that
you
we
are.
have
It
before
sounds like
going
you are,
back
because
to
that's
asylum.
the policy you're advocating for isn't just like.
No, I think
explicit-
asylum's fine.
The policy
in a
you're
limited manner.
The policy you're advocating for is explicitly against international law. So if
No, the policy I'm advocating for is there have been millions of people who have completely abused the asylum system.
Millions.
As Ringgold has admitted previously on streams. And I think we need to deal with that problem before just allowing more in.
So, in order to do that, you would send them all back to the place that they're fleeing from on the grounds of persecution, right?
I would start with the people in our country, and for the time being, yes, do not enter the country. Now, Trump's actually allowing pretty much not as far as like people in, but anybody with a legitimate application. I think he's granted about half the amount Biden did in 23.
Yes, the reason that
Or
is
24.
because he tried to sign an order suspending all physical entry into the southern border, and it got blocked because it's illegal, right? So the kind of thing that you're talking about, he tried to do, and it got blocked due to illegality. So he doesn't even have the power to do that unless he does it through Congress, which he can't do, right? And there's no popular support to suspend asylum, right?
I think it's.
And
good
yet
to-
somehow, he still was able to drastically limit how many people are even coming to legal ports of entry to seek asylum. How could he do that, do you think?
Because they don't want to be here. Because they've seen that.
So
Donald
it
Trump
must
is
be
willing to
better.
treat people
It could be
incredibly
the
inhumanely.
100.
No, not.
It could be the
not
$100
better.
So what's
fee to apply
worse?
for asylum.
They saw that Donald Trump is is more likely to treat people inhumanely, and they don't want to come here. But I don't want to make
Okay.
America so
So you
bad that
think-
nobody
it's a
wants to come
deterrent
here.
then.
It could
Yeah,
be the.
and
This rhetoric
you
is a
think-
deterrent then.
I don't think deterrents are necessarily good.
Well,
like
hold
if
on.
Donald Trump
Whoa.
was
I
saying,
thought they were
"Hey,
fleeing
every
personal
single
immigrant."
let me go ahead and stop everybody to give Scratch a chance. I can see he's trying to get in there.
Yeah, I think if we're gonna point at anything, it's probably the $100 fee you have to pay to apply for asylum is probably deterring people the most, right? A lot of these people are extremely poor, they don't have much money, and they spent it getting down to the border so they could apply for asylum. I don't know if it's Donald Trump's big scary rhetoric that's doing them, but probably just the financial barriers that the Trump administration is explicitly setting up for these people, right? And as somebody who actually cares about like the people's humanity, right? I don't want a mother or maybe her crying children who are being persecuted by the.
Don't clutch your pearls.
Oh wait,
right?
wait. Let me do some crow clutching right in front of you, okay?
Yeah, you were talking about like saving people from the desert, right?
Look, by the way, these are the same people who are literally curl clutching, crying at the very start of their thing about, oh my gosh, we don't have to look at our windows and be careful. My poor mother in the suburbs. Okay,
and these are the same people who are okay with mothers murdering their own children. Are we gonna start slinging mud, or what's going on? Are we gonna have to make an argument?
If I would like to make a point. You painted this picture like, oh, they can't even afford the $100 for asylum. Meanwhile, aren't they paying like thousands? Okay, 500. Aren't they paying thousands of dollars to cartels to help smuggle them in?
Yeah, that's my point. They spend their money getting down here. They spend their money getting down here, and then they don't have the necessary money to apply for asylum.
And
Well,
they
no,
also
the cartels are smuggling them in.
You spend money, you can't spend that money somewhere else. It's already
and
spent.
they're also fleeing persecution, but Donald Trump's way too harsh. They'd rather go back to the persecution than deal with Donald Trump. That's what you're saying.
Wait, yeah, then be indefinitely suspended.
Yeah, by the
in,
way,
in ICE detention facilities.
my ability to type will be pretty limited when I'm pulling, so
it must not be
expect
as
short
bad
responses,
then in their
maybe
own
at
country,
best,
right?
in between both.
Or maybe the U.S. should just stop treating people so inhumanely.
Yeah, so
maybe
what?
Not letting people in is not inhumane. If I go, hey Rinyal, can I go to your house? And you're like, no. I'm like, oh, you're treating me inhumanely.
No, it's being tortured.
If you came to my house, wait, hold on. If you came to my house and then I stored you in a shed for months until you could come in, and then the police came to ask, like, hey, what's in your shed? And I say no. Like, do you think I would be in the right to do that?
In a shed? You're comparing like a cell.
Which
or something,
people who are
You're comparing the country to a house.
So what I'm
bro,
saying,
okay?
yeah, what I'm saying is that when we're putting people in ICE detention facilities and then preventing congressional oversight, right? That's probably not good, right? It's not as simple as like we're just turning people away.
Yeah, no, sorry, I didn't hear that. I got distracted by the little bro comment. Could you say that one more time?
I said it's not like we're just turning them away. We're putting them in ICE detention facilities and then preventing congressional oversight.
Yeah, and you're saying it's not as bad in their own country.
Tomorrow
That's actually
afternoon?
worse than what's going on in their own country, right?
It depends on the certain asylee.
If people are
they're all
probably
coming here because they're not coming.
briefly at like
there's a $500
4
fee to the One
CST.
Big Beautiful Bill that makes
Probably
it so
4
if you want to seek
CST.
asylum,
So it's
which is
not
detrimental to the entire point.
If people are
No,
coming,
you can't spend $500 you don't have.
yeah.
Okay.
If people are coming here with the intent to seek asylum and they don't have the financial ability to seek asylum, they're just gonna go back. They're not gonna stay here.
Yeah, and how has this not been true otherwise?
What do you mean?
What has it always been a problem where people are poor and they can't afford to seek asylum?
This is a new provision. This is a new provision. The $500 fee just came under Trump.
Before this provision, has it been the case that people have been too poor and can't seek asylum?
No, because there's not a monetary fee. There's not a monetary.
Okay, so there's nobody in the world who wants to seek asylum who's too poor to get to America.
There's probably some people.
There's nothing we can do about that.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay, there is something we can do about putting a financial barrier in order for people who are at ports of entry to seek asylum. There is something we can do about that.
Yeah, or we could actually try to deter people from putting in applications when they have no chance of getting asylum, like has been seen even under Biden. They approved maybe 10% of the asylum seekers.
So wait.
So
how
they
do you
already have incentive not to do it if they're rejecting the.
Wait, just remember, how do you determine if someone has a valid asylum claim or not?
Well, there's requirements that are listed, right? And then those requirements, people look at those requirements and they have to determine if they have a leg to stand on. Now, there's obviously tons of people who have no leg to stand on, otherwise they would be seeking asylum now.
Okay, so what do you have to do to even know? Like, I'm an illegal immigrant, or not even legal. I'm just an immigrant coming to the border. I seek asylum. What does the government have to do to determine if I have a valid claim to asylum?
First, you have to determine if you have a valid.
Okay, but I seek asylum. Okay, what does the government have to do?
Yes, the government. I don't know exactly the process, but they would obviously have to validate your claim of asylum.
Yeah, so there's like two steps, major steps. There's your initial application. There's a credible fear test, and then there's going to be like your actual like court date, right? So through all three, so these are just like the initial these initial screening steps. But understand, for any of this to happen in the first place, you have to seek asylum, and some amount of processing has to happen. right?
No.
You're sorry. The
No.
claim that you made was, oh, these people
What
who
you
don't
just said
have
was
some
false.
valid asylum cases anyways. Well, the way you determine that is by letting them seek asylum.
Yeah, and so when someone comes to seek asylum at a legal port of entry and they're turned away, why are they turned away?
Probably because they don't even pass
they didn't pass the credible fear interview.
test.
Yeah.
Thank you. And so when someone comes into the country illegally and claims asylum, they bypass that and they get a court date, correct?
No, the credible
No,
fear
they
interview
do
still
the-
happens just in detention facilities. And if you don't pass that, then you can get like a 2 more times to appeal that and try again. And if you don't pass it those other 2 times, then you just get deported.
Okay, so you do stay longer.
In a
Yeah, but you're not going to get like a
detention
work
facility.
permit or anything. You're going to be in a
Okay.
detention facility.
And you're still incentivized if you want to be in America, especially if you're fleeing persecution, right? You're still incentivized to enter illegally and claim asylum.
I'm
These
incentivized
asylum
because
seekers don't wanna-
I get to have a nice cushy stay in Alcatraz for 4 days.
Wait,
while I get to apply for credible
is
fear.
that
Wow.
better or worse than being in your country because
Probably
of
worse.
persecution? Then
Because you're
go
not
back to your
because
country.
A lot of these people are coming over to support a family. If they're not working, then they're not
Okay.
gonna support
This
their
is such an
family.
If they're
unserious
coming
debate.
over
Holy
just to
fuck.
support a family, they're not fleeing persecution.
Parasite.
You can do both. Those
you can do
things aren't
both.
mutually exclusive.
Okay. So just because you want to come over and support your family doesn't mean you get to come here. You've been talking about asylums.
Your
this whole
original
time. Don't
wait,
switch
you're,
up
you're
now.
going right.
both.
No. Okay, you're going right because your original point here was that these people are somehow incentivized, but I don't think anybody is incentivized to come over here if they know they have a
Of course.
invalid
Yeah.
asylum claim. The only thing that's going to
No.
happen is they're going to rot in detention for like a couple of days.
Well, yes, now they are. Not under Biden, they weren't.
Really?
Yes,
So,
yes,
like,
yes.
I literally, by the way, I have. And
That's
this is-
absolutely not
I
true.
have sorry. There's a good article, and I can't believe you're using this. There's a good article by
If
CBS.
that's
There's a
not
good, wait, give me a
true,
sec. There's a
then
good
why aren't
article.
people coming to asylum anymore?
There's a good article by CBS, which was reporters who went down to the border and they like
Parasite.
documented the journey of asylum seekers. And the process I just laid out is exactly what's happening under the Biden administration.
Yes, but you're still incentivized to get into the country illegally because the arrests were not made as frequently as they are now.
What does that even
What?
mean?
You had a way higher chance of living a life undetected and unbothered illegally in America under Biden than you do Trump. Yes or no?
Illegal?
An illegal
Yes,
life
as an
in
illegal
America,
immigrant.
unbothered. Yeah, sure, but that's not asylum though.
Okay.
That's not
All right,
asylum.
so you're still all right. So if you go
Parasite.
to a legal port of entry and you get denied asylum, you're still incentivized to cross illegally because there's much better protections for you inside of America. Right?
Much better? Like maybe? Like potentially?
Why? All right. Yes, tons of people were doing this under Biden. They're not doing it under
I don't
Trump.
think tons of people were doing this under Biden, though, right? You pointed to the encounter numbers, right? And we saw the encounter numbers go down massively throughout.
No, we didn't.
Yes. So wait, I literally went to fiscal year. I said I mixed up in the fiscal year.
You took a screenshot of several months inside of
Parasite.
two fiscal years.
I didn't take a screenshot. I posted the actual link in
No,
side
I
chat.
didn't mean you actually took a screenshot. I meant a screenshot of several months. Like
Yes.
you took
that's how you
several
demonstrate
months.
a trend.
Yeah,
What-
the year.
no,
the
you compare
fiscal year
fiscal
before
years.
Trump got the fiscal year before
Why would
Trump
you
got
compare
into
fiscal
office.
years?
Because so all you're saying is if it was on a downtrend, then it spiked massively at the end of it.
Yeah, we can.
No,
expect
it was on a
certain-
no. It didn't spike.
So it
massively
wasn't
at
on
the
a
end of it.
downtrend.
No, that's not true. It didn't spike massively at the end of it. It was on a downtrend from December 2023 up into Trump's administration, second administration.
No, it wasn't. Because in 2023,
Do I have to like?
there was. If there was a downtrend, then how come 2.2 million encounters still happened? How does that happen on a downtrend?
Am I allowed to like share my screen? Can I like pull this like here? Okay, actually, I can. This is the best I can do. This is for the entire. This is for chat. This is for everybody. Oh gosh. Google, please don't do this. Okay, I don't know if you guys. Yep, it's gonna be bright white. Yeah, can't see that shit.
Yeah, this would. A lot of the stuff that's going on here just
Actually,
breaks
Can
the
you
Eighth
click on-
Amendment.
Can you click on a
I
link in the side
did.
chat?
I just did.
Okay, do you see?
I feel like it
Slide
would.
back forward?
What are you
Hold on.
trying to
Let
show?
me click on it again. All right, Southwest land border
So,
encounters,
I
right?
don't know. Yeah, there.
Where does it say? What am I looking for?
So it's the camera isn't flipped.
Okay.
But that's the trend is going downwards, right? And then this line below, which is you see the low.
Yeah,
under
which
Trump.
line? Which year?
So this is the one that's highlighted currently that you're looking at. Everybody in screen chat. That's
Which color
2020.
this? So the orange.
The orange one. Yep, the prominent orange one.
Okay.
That's fiscal year 2024, right? And you see the
Right.
giant decrease, 200,000. And let me get up. So this is 2025, and this is the continuing trend, right? It was going down the entire fiscal year previous to this.
So there was a spike in December of 24.
5.
Correct.
4.
Yeah.
And then it went down
300,000.
all throughout that year,
November
and
of
then into
23.
Trump's administration.
Okay, so December of 2023, fiscal year 2024, there was 300,000. And then yes, so there was up until September. What about October? Why are we missing October and November?
Well, it
Because it's
flattened
the
out
next
for,
fiscal year.
for a couple months.
Parasite.
Yeah.
It flattened
And then
out for.
and
yeah,
then
this
look
is
at the
this-
drop. Look at the drop from December to February.
Yeah, it flattened out a couple months.
Is
in
that
Feb-
continuing trend
Huh?
or is that a new trend?
No, that's a continuing trend. It flattened
How?
out. In,
How?
Yes.
It flattened out,
It-
right?
It flat,
So
wait,
that's
give me a sec.
the
Give me a
trend.
sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. First of all,
You
no,
scratch
it
if-
went
if,
down
if you
from
have that
October
on
from
your-
October to November. It went down.
Hey,
It
Scratch,
went down
if you have
from.
that on your computer, you could share your screen instead of trying to hold your tablet up,
Okay.
and then I can just make that one bigger.
Yeah. See, from October here
Parasite.
to November, it went down. By
You know what the best part of this is? You compare it from December to February. Guess how much it drops by?
from October November, it went down slightly here, and then there's this initial dip. But it also
Yes,
but it
okay.
also
So
there were
90%?
multiple. There were
Did the
multiple.
same,
sorry,
it did the
just a
same
sec.
thing in
Give me a sec.
2024.
Yes. See, there were multiple periods of it leveling out and then dropping. Right. This happened all throughout this trend of going down.
And then
Right,
look,
so
when it spikes, are we seeing that same spike
Parasite.
No, we're not seeing that same spike now.
now? Hey, we're not, right?
We weren't seeing the same spike all throughout.
Yes, we were.
2024
Look
either.
at yeah, huh? June 22, June 23, June 24. Okay, so besides 24. June
I'm not
23.
talking. I'm talking about
June
from this-
22. We
okay.
see the spikes,
Let's
right?
let's limit. I'm talking from December of 2024, right? Right up until
2023,
Biden got
fiscal year
fiscal year 2024, right until Biden got into office. We did not see these major spikes. We saw
Right,
it.
yes.
We saw it drop majorly.
Yes, there was-
level
there
off,
was a
go down,
downtrend.
level off, downtrend, and then
Parasite.
and it went down more into Trump. This was a
But that's-
continuing trend.
it's
This
not
is
a
continuing downward
significant-
trend.
No, it's not a continuing downwards trend. It was a downward trend, and then it continued flat, and then it was a new downward trend. Do you know how trends work?
This is what it. Yes.
Yeah,
The same
trends are in
trend over a
groups,
fiscal
not-
year. It was
Yeah,
a
you
downward
don't
trend
count-
over the fiscal year.
Okay, so then how would you have a flat trend? Do the numbers have to stay exactly the same to have a flat trend, or can you have a flat trend where the number is slightly decreased on month?
Sorry, your mic is going really bad right there. What?
Can you have a a flat trend, whatever you want to call it, where months are either going up slightly month by month or down slightly month by month?
Yes, you can have a trend where it's going up slightly or down slightly.
Yes, and would that be an uptrend or a downtrend, or would it be a flat trend?
It would depend on what the overall trend is. If
Right,
you, for
so
instance,
if you
if it
have
spiked
several
here, if
months-
it spiked here, and then it continued to go down, the trend for fiscal year 2024 would be downwards. And it
There
did.
were
It went up
several
slightly.
months- There were several months in which it was flat. And you're out of your mind if you think it would have stayed that way if Biden remained in office, or if Kamala.
There weren't. It wasn't several months. It went up slightly. It went down for literally what 1, 2, 3, and then Biden and then Trump came to office. See, it went from 100. It went from 107, 473, 3,000 border encounters to 101, 790,000 border encounters, and we'll click
No.
on to 2025.
Yeah.
To one. Sorry. To this would be the last fiscal year. So 94,000, 183,000, and then to 96,033.
Yeah, so for 5 months, it was a slight decrease. It was a flat trend, but several months.
The overall trend before Trump came into office is downwards, though.
Okay,
But look at
and,
that sharp
and then what
dip, though.
happened? Yes, it started a new downward
Look
trend.
at the
And if
sharp.
you think
Look at the sharp
that
dip in
if
24.
Kamala was in office,
Look at the sharp dip.
if you
Let's
went,
ignore-
if you
let's
think
ignore all
that
the-
Kamala
let's-
going into
let's
office
ignore
would have
all
made
the-
that trend go
Look
at the
down,
sharp
you are
dip.
insane.
Hold on, let him get his point out.
Berg.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you think that if Biden remained in office or if Kamala won, that trend would have continued downwards like it is with Trump, you're out of your mind.
Why did it go
And
downward
if-
in 2024?
Yeah.
There could be several reasons. There
could be several reasons that this one went down too.
Yes.
I mean, let's be real.
Oh my god.
Well, look, I'm just saying, you're literally making the point that Trump is doing things like adding this $500 fee to asylum seekers and all of these things that are bad, but they are causing the crossings to go down or the encounters to go way down, right? But you're saying they're bad. If he didn't do these bad things, would the crossings go down?
I don't think doing bad things in order to get the crossings down
Hold
is
on,
a good
that's
thing.
not my question.
Yes.
That's not my question. They
No,
would
I
have
don't think-
continued to go down.
Parasite.
No, I don't think they would have gone down in the same way had Donald Trump not added the $500 fee and
Okay,
dehumanized a
thank
bunch of
you.
migrants. Yeah.
So what's the argument here then?
That these aren't good. These aren't good policies.
No,
This
no,
is
that
that's
wasn't
been
the argument.
The entire
The
time.
argument from
For shit.
scratch was that it wasn't Trump's policies that did this. It was a continuing trend from Biden.
It was a continuing trend, and then
You
it
just
spiked down.
admitted.
You saw it.
Yes, and you just admitted it wouldn't have spiked down if Trump didn't do these things. Thank
Not
you.
in the same way, not as fast. Sure.
Oh, okay.
Not as
But
fast. Okay.
yeah, the Democrats would have turned around and they would be hard on the border, and they would have gotten the
same way that they
down
apparently did in
10,000.
24.
Yeah,
In the same way that they apparently did in 24, because a giant spike happened then too.
how is-
So the Democrats
yeah,
were just
and-
super
and
harsh
how
for-
is-
for 1 month, I guess.
How is 100,000 encounters a month being harsh on the border?
Parasite.
Are you kidding?
Because it came down from 200,000, right? We're talking about
Okay.
spikes and
300,000.
trends.
300,000.
No. 100,000 in a month is being harsh on the border.
Why do you
being
think
strong on the
why do you
border?
think that? Why do you think that?
No,
did happen
answer
in
the
24?
question.
Well, I
It's
could
just
ask you
arbitrary
the whole
numbers.
time.
It's all
100,000
arbitrary.
encounters a month is being strong.
Why do you think that did happen in 24?
Yes, actually, wait, actually, 100,000 could
That's
be.
Oh, you
3,000
fucking
a
kidding
day.
me?
Wait, give me a sec. 100,000 could be being hard on the border, right? You could have very high expulsions, where a lot of people are coming across the border, and you have the necessary border agents there to expel those people. And a lot of people are also seeking asylum, and you have the necessary border agents there to process those people for those claims or parole them in. That would be.
Yeah, you could, but that's not what happened.
That'd be okay. So what's your evidence that didn't happen?
We have 5 minutes
What
left.
the
on
evidence that it
open
didn't happen
dialogue,
was
guys.
that let's see here, the table I
Parasite.
had earlier.
Because we can look at encounters. They were super high up until May 2023.
Yep, and 600,000 of them were asylum seekers. Abusing the asylum system because less than 10% of them got approved. Abusing the asylum seeking process in order to stay in America.
So just to be clear, 6,000 asylum seekers does justify shutting down all asylum, right? So you don't care about the fraudulent claims because you want to shut down all of asylum on their grounds,
You
right?
said 6,000. Where are you
Sorry,
getting
just
this
give me a
6,000
sec.
number from?
If I'm-
600,000.
If I'm correct, this is just going off of Trace. 65, at least up to 2022, 65% of the people who were at the border who seek asylum affirmatively were getting their asylum granted.
In 2022, yeah, because what were the numbers? How many people sought
Parasite.
asylum in 2022? Or you said 22? Yeah.
I'm like very turned off by this debate. It's so stupid.
Numbers I have up to.
I have 173,000 from track reports.
For affirmative?
Total encounters for asylum seekers.
Well, we're
at legal
talking
port-
about-
Oh, that's legal ports of entry. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we need the overall affirmative number, and we couldn't include defensive because that would fuck the data up because we're only looking at people coming across the border.
Wait. You can't include defensive? That's my whole point.
Defensive would include.
That's my whole point.
Well, defensive would include people who are in removal because defensive is people who are in removal proceedings, correct?
Yeah, exactly. When they get into the country illegally, because they're incentivized to do so, because when they get caught, they can just say asylum.
Those are old. They can be old immigrants being deported, though, right? Those are.
Yeah, and if they're old
those aren't
immigrants
all
being
new
reported,
arrivals.
yeah, and if they're old immigrants being deported, why are they claiming asylum?
Because they can do that.
Yes, because they know how to game the system.
Yeah,
it's not gaming the system. That's built into the
Yes, it
system.
is.
That is the system.
Do we?
The system is just claiming asylum when you have no.
Sorry, do we have data that like people who were seeking defensive asylum under the Biden administration were like new arrivals for the most part?
I never made any claims. I was just responding to Ringold.
But that's necessarily what your claim implies, right? That's a presupposition because you're saying these
No,
people...
I'm saying there's an incentive.
But you're saying, well, yes, you're saying that incentive caused certain people to
Damn,
take
bro,
action.
Ringold, you can't call your boy out mid-debate. Save it for after the debate. Sorry, ask me again.
You're making a presupposition here, which is that people
Hold
are...
on, Ringold said that's not a presupposition. You got to check your boy.
Yeah, but
Well, no,
it's all right.
It really, it is because
Scratch, go. I don't care.
Okay, fine. Necessarily, what you're doing here is you're saying that people who come into the country are coming in, right? They're avoiding like seeking asylum initially and affirmatively. They're evading law enforcement. The law enforcement catches them, and then they seek asylum.
Those could happen, but I'm just saying even if you seek it affirmatively, you're still incentivized to come back and do it illegally.
3, 2,
and now you no longer are, which you agree with. We just disagree on exactly why. You're saying, well,
we
it's
disagree
bad
on whether or not
because...
it's good.
Yeah, well, you're saying it's because of the incentive for the fees, the $500 fee. You said it was $500, or that's
$500. Yep.
And that's in effect right now.
Yep, through the big beautiful bill.
So you're saying that this is the reason why they're not incentivized any longer. But
it's one of the reasons.
That would still be an admission that they were incentivized earlier. Are you saying that?
Not necessarily. If you're adding a disincentive, that doesn't mean that there was an incentive.
Well, the disincentive is aligned with a massive drop in border encounters.
Yeah, that's what disincentives do. But that doesn't mean there was an incentive beforehand.
So if you disincentivize somebody, and before they were doing it, that kind of means the opposite, that they were
No, that's not how
well, in the same
words
way,
work.
Like, if you're standing somewhere...
Precept for not knowing how words work is crazy. It's crazy work.
And then there's a person that's standing there that wants to shoot you, right? That's a disincentive, but you were never incentivized to stand there.
Yes, you were. I love this. This is very philosophical. You were incentivized to stand there because of safety. You were safe to stand there, therefore it was an incentive to stand there.
Well, if you want to use incentive in that way...
This is a subconscious incentive.
Okay, so it's not an incentive from the
government. This is so dishonest. Holy shit!
Right? That would exist
regardless. Still incentivized to do it. It's like,
I know. Necessarily, they're incentivized to do it because they're doing it.
Do you think that we'll hit a consensus on that point there, or should we go
Phase 2
on to Q&A?
I don't see a
consensus. Closings?
I mean, I'm okay if you guys want to do like 5 minutes.
I would just, even like just 2 minutes.
All right.
Yep.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Who do you want to go first? I don't care who.
Well, you guys opened it up, so I believe it's gonna be them to close it out. Or is the
whatever you guys want to do?
Opens also closes.
It doesn't matter to me.
I'm matter
to me.
All right. Well.
I'm good. That's what it doesn't matter.
Starts talking first, I guess.
All right. I'll go. I do enjoy the conversation.
You guys made my job pretty easy. I'll just want to butt in and say that real quick. So for first moderated debate, I appreciate everyone bearing through any technical difficulties before you give your opening. Go ahead.
Well, to be fair, we couldn't see
Explosion
you half the time
soon.
Your face was blending in with the green screen.
Gone,
Just kidding.
Oh well, on y'all's end, but on outside.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. Okay, sorry. But yeah, basically, I was trying to run through my main 5 points. I honestly did not think that there would be such contention around these first 2 points. It seems crazy to me to think that at one point, we didn't even get into how these people are being self-deported, but if we did, I would think that my opponents would even agree with me, that the self-deportations are really, really good. I mean, no matter where you're coming from. These people are going voluntarily because they don't want to deal with these issues, and they're going back home. And they're even being paid to do so. And
Explosion soon.
I would like to see the stats on how many of those people were asylum seekers. I do think that it's tough to have this conversation at this point in Trump's second term, and I think it would be an amazing debate to come back, maybe do it 3 more times as the terms progress. That would be fun. But the overall point, I think it's insane to think that less border encounters is bad for America, and more to think that more deportations, 2 million illegals deported, would be bad for them. The next 3 points
Phase 3.
were in my opening as well, but I do think there was a public and political mandate just by the bills that were passed and by the 5 million vote, as well as some research that shows at least a majority, and in some cases an overwhelming majority, support for Trump's policies and his execution on these policies. The other two here,
Give you like
Americans getting their, yep, right here, last two, I'll be quick, sorry. Public safety increasing, it's for a fact that there are less illegal immigrants with serious criminal backgrounds. Whether or not you think it's a high percentage of deportations or a low percentage, it's still a fact. A big number are gone. That makes America safer. And Americans getting their jobs back. Whether or not you want to quibble over the 100% number, 744,000 positions went to native-born workers, first time in over a decade. Foreign-born employment was down 543%, 543,000. So I think those are all good things for America. I think Trump's doing a great job. And thank you guys so much for being here and debating this.
Thanks. Vic, before we turn it over to the other side, do you have anything you want to say, add? He got 2.5 minutes, so you're welcome to the same.
Yeah. Thank you very much to Rinyald and Scratch for debating us here today, and also thank you to Modern Day Debates for hosting it. And also thank you to Wi-Fi Gospel. I hope his back doesn't hurt too much from carrying the team. But I think
this is so
did a
dumb.
great job today of establishing that what Trump is doing is good on immigration and for the country. And also thank you to Big Bro Scratch for showing that nice flat line in that graph that proves that Donald Trump's policies and his rhetoric is indeed working in keeping America safer. And that is all.
That is not how that works. Holy
Scratch, let you guys pick who you want
immigrants
to go with.
disproportionately give it a scribe. If I could blah 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 blah.
What do you think, Scratch? You want to go?
Yeah, I can go. Just we never really hit on the economic points, but if we want to, that's fine. So, number one, we can just look at any of the research I said earlier, National Bureau of Economic Research. We can look at studies from Penn State. Cato's also done extensive research into immigrants and if they lower or replace immigrant jobs. Overwhelmingly no. I already explained previously how immigrants come to the country, they induce the demand in the economy. The supply has to increase to meet that demand, which means that more jobs are actually created by immigrants coming to the country. I'd also like to point out that at least previous to Trump coming into office, that we were near full employment while still having massive amounts of job openings, which meaning that we didn't have enough labor. We consistently have an aging population with over half of the people who aren't in the labor force being 55 and over. I think it's pretty clear that these people aren't taking our jobs. In fact, that is completely, it's actually economically negative to us to deport these people. And the last point, if you don't know how trends work, you take a data set, right? You're gonna take the mean, you're gonna average it out, you're gonna see how well correlates across the line. If you've ever taken a statistics class, the correlation you're trying to draw is just extremely poor. I'm sorry that you saw 2 flat lines and decided to cream your pants. That's not really my fault.
You done there?
Yep.
That was gross.
Rinyald, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this is a debate on Trump's policies. The policies that I got that were good is that Trump dehumanizes migrants. And that's it. So, yeah, those were really good policies from the Trump supporters to support. It's literally just like correlation doesn't equal causation. I think there was something really illustrative that happened during this where I was asked a question like, okay, let's look at this thing that happened and remove all of the context. Is it good? It's like, well, I imagine that that's probably how a lot of Trump supporters view things, right? But the context matters. The cost of doing a certain thing matters to whether or not it's a good or bad thing. We didn't really want to look at the cost of doing anything, right? We just wanted to quibble about a trend happening or not. The really good policy that Trump has to offer on the border so far is dehumanizing rhetoric. And yeah, that's a really good policy for me. I don't know why nobody thought of that before.
I'm not responding to the closing statement. That would be wrong of me. I just want to say that that's not the debate prompt.
What was
the debate prompt? Is are Trump's immigration policies good?
I thought it was Trump's policies good or bad for America?
No.
Or Trump's
that was-
immigration policy.
No, was Trump's second term successful on immigration? Let me get the exact.
Hold on.
words.
What's the name of the stream?
Explosion soon.
Well, the name of the stream, as James famously does, it's not the prompt for the debate because he wants a better title for the algorithm.
Well, I mean, most of this planning, so to be fair, most of this planning was through Corbin, so that's the prompt that I got. But
to be fair, I also, if this is my first time doing this, maybe I could have been more clear what the prompt was, but you know, I got as much information as what I have here.
Guess I'll just fucking die.
Prompt.
Basically just immigration and Trump is kind of the bullet points.
To be fair, it was my fault. I was gonna say it in the opening statement, and I should have. I couldn't find the exact wording. Sorry. But either way,
Explosion soon.
I have a super chat that anybody could probably respond to because it kind of addresses you all. That'd be pseudonym 8344 for $10. I don't get either position. When you talk borders, it's either Canada or Mexico. You guys made this debate really weird. There are other immigrants, or are both parties using borders when they mean border? Shake my head.
my grandfather and my family, my dad's side, legally immigrated through Canada. I don't know. This is 40 years ago. I don't know if it was just an easier pathway, or for him, I think he had family in Canada and that worked his way down to America. But I think that most of the statistics, I don't even know if we have many statistics on the Canadian border, but we have two forces of border patrol, right? We have American and Canada. I don't even know if there is a Mexican border control. If there is, it's very, very small. And most of the statistics we have come from the southwest border. I don't know if you guys aware of any other statistics that we have.
We do have the Canadian ones. When you go into CBP, you just need to limit it. But you're right. It's almost all the numbers are almost entirely related to Southwest. Barely any people come through the southern borders. Interesting enough, I dug into the statistics a while ago. In 2022, we had 200 Canadians come across the Southwest border illegally. So I don't know what they're doing.
Oh, shit.
But
Maybe we should suspend their entry.
Maybe we should. Also kind of ironic how my opponent here was talking about how immigrants are like replacing our jobs, but at the same time his own parents are immigrants, so I'm pretty sure they would be included in that. So maybe
illegal.
We should illegal. Well, legal immigrants would also do the exact same thing, right? Legal immigrants are actually more likely to be in the same labor pool as native-born citizens, that are more predisposed to displacing those jobs over the short term, wouldn't they?
Right, but the legal immigrants. The data is correlated with illegal immigrants being deported, and so you would assume with that correlation does not equal causation, but you can assume that it was those deportations that led to 543,000 non-native born, foreign-born employment.
A lot of deportations included legal people, right? We can look at cases like AAUP versus Marco Rubio, where the Trump administration has been blatantly going after people who are on visas and then trying to remove them for the country. So,
a lot of cases.
Huh? Absolutely, in a lot of cases.
But, I mean, cases nonetheless, right?
The Harvard case involved like hundreds
of
to the data. The Harvard cases include literally had like hundred of people represented by those organizations. So absolutely, that includes.
And those hundreds of people in the face of hundreds of thousands is not a lot. Actually, millions when you consider self-deportation.
Okay.
Can you
I'm gonna stop it there so I can hit the next one. At Wi-Fi for $5, Basil Problem says, "Did you read?" and you're gonna get a couple from him. Did you read the New York Times article about CCOT that was published on 11/8/2025, which documents torture of deportees?
I haven't personally read that, no, but
of course not.
There probably is torture that happens there. There's torture that happens at our prisons too.
Way more there though, and we paid $6 million to send them there in particular. Yes, way more.
You ever hear of a guy named Larry Lawton?
No, does he?
Yeah, on YouTube, on TikTok, the TikTok.
Yeah, he's actually really cool. There's a lot of guys like Larry Lawton, and they document the vast amounts of stuff that correctional officers do to inmates that goes completely uncovered.
Sure, I mean, like, if we were to look, do you genuinely think that there's more mistreatment in U.S. prisons than El Salvadorian?
Maybe not by percentage, but number-wise, probably. considering we have the most incarcerated people in the world.
Yeah, so we would.
Yeah,
look
that's
at
bad.
percentage, not- Then, right?
No.
Okay.
What?
Well,
If that's the case,
Okay,
that's also
I guess.
bad. The fuck?
you want to say one more thing?
If we're looking at two differently sized populations, we should probably
You
look
said-
at
you said
we
go
should
by
probably look at
percentage.
percentage rates.
You said is
instead of
there
the total amounts.
more? Yeah, but the wording you used, you said is there more torture in El Salvadorian prisons or
Yeah,
American
as
prisons?
Yeah, we're
when I
obviously
said
talking
more,
about
I'm referring to
percentage, yeah.
not
Oh, so
referring to
I'm-
total number.
I wasn't.
Oof.
I feel like everybody would be. But,
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Pseudonym 8344 also said for $5. I feel like I'm watching Scarface. The world is yours at Wi-Fi. Are you scared immigrants can be more successful than you, or should they get gone before?
Many immigrants are usually more successful. I think it's generally speaking. I mean, I don't know the percentages, but when you come from a harder place, especially a place that may not have as many economic opportunities as America, you're much more grateful and willing to sacrifice for those economic opportunities when you're here.
Yeah.
Usually.
Hard times create good men. Good men and create soft times. Soft men make me hard.
Okay, this next super chat was for me from Basil Problem. Mike, host, just checking in. Have you surrendered to God anymore in the last 30 minutes? Yes, I have. Thank you for that.
Phase
Ask
2.
Vic for $5 from Basil Problem as well. In case you don't know, SOS in Morse code is ... long pause,
How much money does this dude have?
He also said
Holy shit.
right before that to blink if you're being held hostage, Vic. So that was another $5 he sent to say that. One more from him. I'm just gonna get him out of the way real quick, so we can get to one that starts a little bit more of a conversation. Pan also works as a distress message. Just say it, man. We'll save you.
Yes, come save me now, please.
Under duress,
Being
it
held
sounds
hostage,
like. Yeah,
actually.
man.
Yes.
Well,
I'm locked in Reginald Shed, please.
This one is from Pseudonym again, $5. Scratch
Explosion
Riddle.
soon.
Are you guys so leftist that given the charts y'all gave, you can't contribute to actually have a conversation? What's the argument? What is it?
I'm too leftist to contribute to a conversation. That is correct. Like I don't even know what to. I mean, my argument is that Donald Trump's policies aren't good. I don't like his policies. Now, if there was miscommunication on the prompt, that is what it is. But that's what I came here to argue. I was ready to go into the policies. I don't like what he's done. That's what I was here to argue.
I think
it seemed. Yeah, it just seemed like don't get me wrong. It seemed that our approach are basically saying the concept of asylum incentivizes people to misuse the system sometime. Therefore, we should get rid of asylum. I guess every system incentivizes
Explosion
some
soon.
misuse. I don't think we should not go by our literally contractually like legal international legal obligations under the 1951 UN Convention. Okay, under under 8 UC and 1158 under the INA. And under 1980 Refugee Act, I think that we should keep asylum, and I think we should help people.
Let me ask you a question. If SNAP, for example, had a 90% disapproval rate, if that's how you say it, do you think we should look into why so many people are applying for something that has so little approval rate?
A 90%
Absolutely.
And you're right, it could go either way. It could be arguments on both sides, but one of those sides could be that people think they could wrongly get this status.
Sure, but the problem isn't looking into it, right? Like we don't have a problem with looking into it. That's what the asylum courts do, is look into it. That's not
Okay, well,
what we have a
change
problem
it.
with.
Something needs to change then. If there's a 90% disapproval rate.
Donald Trump doesn't even want to change it. He just signed an illegal executive order to suspend it, and then got shot down, and then it is what it is. And then he just added a $500 application fee. I mean, that I just
So
don't.
is that a
That's
change?
like, sure, but it's not a good change, right? Like that's antithetical to why we provide asylum.
Right, but even so, there could be arguments for legality, and honestly, I didn't look into.
There could be
the
arguments for legality, and we're
just
not presenting
but
them
I
here
will do
today.
that. But the
Holy fuck.
argument that it's still not a bad thing to not want a bunch of people coming into the country, even seeking asylum, when we have a problem with the people that are already here.
On that note, I am gonna read another super chat from Basil. Probably.
This could be an argument for abortion,
Yeah,
unironically, too. You know what? Fuck it. See, we don't want more people to be born here because we already have issues with people born here. Like, this is just, like, people that are alive have the potential to commit crimes, and they have a potential to commit social unrest. Therefore, we ought not, like, have babies that are born. Therefore, we ought to expel babies from being born, meaning we ought to commit more abortions. Like, this is